Hello and welcome to Adrift in Aldhalor, our weekly actual play D&D show set in our homebrew world of Aradun. Our music is licensed through Musicbed.com, and we distribute it to ourselves and you through Bardly.com. It's not Bardly.com, it's Bard. Whatever.
Bard.ly.
Yes. Look up Bardly on Google search and it'll come up. I'm going to bring Shannon in to talk about our partners. Shannon, you're here. You're in.
I'm here.
Let's go.
I'm in. Let's do it. All right, great. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our 50th episode of our second campaign. It's pretty cool. Didn't realize it until we went live and saw the the tag on it. I was like, oh shit, that's pretty great. And it's actually, I think it's been just over a year since we started this, right? And we started in February, right? Last February.
Did we?
Season 2?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. You know what? I have it. It's not important. It's in my notes.
It is
somewhere.
Important.
Okay. All right. Then fine. I will look it up right now.
February 13th. February 13th.
All right, so not quite 1 year.
But
just
our first session 0 was
no,
December
Sean,
8th.
February 13th. That's March.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
your birthday happened. This was before your birthday.
My birthday happened?
Good Lord. Yes, it did.
Happy belated, Sean.
Thank you. We played on my
Happy
birthday.
early.
We did.
We played
Actually, now it is. Yeah. Now that we're in March, it's
birthday.
early. I don't know. What did you say, Shannon?
I said I didn't play on your birthday. I was sick, and I felt really bad.
Yeah. I was mad about that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right. Anyway, now that that's settled, I'm going to talk about our lovely partners.
Who are they?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Sean, starting with Arcane Spectacles.
Boop.
Boop. Fuel your adventures with Arcane Spectacles adventure mugs, available in 11-ounce and 15-ounce sizes. Their sturdy ceramic mugs, complete with high-quality printing, are perfect for your TTRPG and D&D enthusiasts. Start your day with a jolt of excitement and choose your size for the ultimate gaming experience. Get yours now at arcanespectacles.com.
You heard it.
Yup. And now you're going to hear this. Underground
Uh-oh.
Oracle Publishing. They are a best-selling Any-nominated TTRPG publisher, building new and exciting settings for the cipher system of every genre that you can imagine. Each setting includes everything you need to explore its unique world, including... What happened? What
It's nothing.
happened?
Continue. The children are giggling on the other screen.
Why? Did I say
Because
something
Alex just posted a picture of Selena Gomez in our chat.
You mean
Selena.
Timber's daughter, Selena.
wrong? I'm sorry I asked. Anyway, Underground Oracle. They are creating settings for the cipher system. And each of those settings includes everything you need to explore its unique world, including lore, species, descriptors, foci, creatures, ciphers, artifacts, and all of the rules that you need to play. For as little as $3, you can join their Patreon and help shape each of the worlds that they create. Next, we have Edward Yorke. Eddie is our wonderful, incredibly talented character artist. He's an illustrator based in the UK who makes art for games and books. To visit his portfolio and get in contact with him, visit eyorke.com. And last but not least, we have 1985 Games. They create affordable, accessible, and high-quality accessories for D&D and other TTRPGs. Like such as, Sean, what's the thing that you use? Tell us about it.
I have used their NPC cards.
Have you
used
made
all
your
of
way
them.
through all of them?
There's like 3 that I haven't used, but
So you haven't made your way through all of them.
Shannon, can you tell me what's on the back of them?
Yes, there's 5 things that's on the back of them. Goals,
Yes.
secrets,
Yep.
personality.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Oh no, I only got to 3 this time.
Yeah, you usually get to 4 at least.
Quirks?
I'm pretty
You don't
sure,
remember
yes. No, I'm
either.
pretty sure Quirks is one of them, yes. And then what's the 5th one?
What's it start
It
with?
is Quirks, you're right.
What did I say? I said personality, quirks, goals,
There's
secrets.
one thing, yes. There's one thing.
Yeah.
You forgot
What'd
the
I
same
miss?
one last time.
I thought it was the goals that
What is every character? Oh, you might be right. What does every character need? Make them human.
A flaw.
There you go. You got
Yeah.
there.
Yay.
Good job, Shannon.
One of these days I'll get.
You
I'll
earned
get
a
all
good
5.
berry cookie.
Yay!
Not any of
Thanks,
mine. No,
Grammy.
not any of mine.
No. Yeah,
Not
that
great.
it
Then
is.
then I don't want them.
It's entirely. I almost said it's entirely a fictional cookie when the actual cookies in discussion are fictional as well.
Anyway, I lost my track. Where is it? There it is. If you would like to purchase any of 1985's amazing wares, use the code paradiceprod, PARADICE, PROD, for 10% off your entire order. Miscellaneous. We've got recaps and VODs on our Discord. Did I see correctly, Sean, that you've stitched 42 and 44?
Yes, 44 has not been
Amazing.
cleaned up and processed and posted yet.
No, I saw that.
But
I
42
saw
is up, so they
Yep.
are
So
consistent up to
everything-
43.
No, I posted the other ones. They're consistent
Yeah.
up to 47.
But without 44, you can't watch the other ones.
That's fair.
Which was I only say that because we did have a comment from our
Yes.
longtime viewer.
Yes.
Like, I really want to watch
Much
this,
appreciated.
but I need
Yes,
to.
if you're watching, thank you. We are so
Mhm.
appreciative of your comments and for helping us beat the algorithm.
But we should be good to go. My computer has not crashed midstream in a while. Knock on wood.
Amazing. Knock on it. Everybody knock on it. Knock on it right now. Thank you,
Michael.
All right,
Yeah,
last thing, and then we're going to bring these goobers on so we can get this show on the road. Join us in Paradise on all social medias: Bluesky, Twitch, Twitter, X, YouTube, Discord, Instagram, and the TikTok. Bring them in, Sean.
They're
Bring 'em
in.
Hooray!
Look at them.
Look at them. Look at these goobers.
Yeah. You making me knock made me scare my wife. Thanks a lot.
Sorry.
He's terrified. Alrighty. I'm going to move Clay a little bit. He's a little off center.
Oh dear.
I've been called worse.
Nice.
Uh-oh, now he's out of his frame.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah, I saw. Oh.
I'm gonna crawl through your computer screen, steal your snacks.
There we go.
How dare you?
The nerd.
The nerve of him.
The Noive.
Oh,
Hey,
thank you,
thanks,
Patch. Alrighty, folks. You ready for a little recap?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
All
I need
right.
it.
On the 15th night of Anarum, the Slaughter Dawn, on a Himelnir, otherwise known as Fight Night, last we left off, Jacquette, Bruce, and Septimus found themselves sneaking through the dead streets of the north side of the Widow's Ward. Here they followed Winifred Teague, the harbor master of Hyven, and a gateway to vast troves of knowledge, both legal and illegal. Under a contract from the Commodore, they are to find evidence of her illegal activities. Their pursuit led them to spy on her as she snuck into a building to find a lockbox. But before she could leave, she was interrupted by a shadowy figure, a representative of Mr. Greaves, the enigmatic crime lord. The entity warned Winifred that she was on her last straw with Mr. Greaves, and that she must put a stop to the meddling of Iron and Mana, and cease allowing the De Leon brothers to encroach on Mr. Greaves' affairs at the docks. These warnings were peppered with the mantra, always believe in Mr. Greaves, or do you believe in Mr. Greaves? Once the entity left, Jacquette burst into the room and offered her a classic two-shard deal. Serve Iron and Mana, and live. She hesitantly agreed. Elsewhere, Fyrn engaged in the return of Fight Night triumphantly, as he fought with the pit fighter known as the Rat. With this victory reined in much-needed silver after purchasing his plate armor previously during the week. He spent the evening getting drunk with Saskia and commiserating about the party. At some point, they passed out on the beach after a failed attempt at making a hammock. They joined the party at the Cask and Crow the next day, where everyone began piecing together a plan to control Winifred and protect themselves from Mr. Greaves. The shadow from the previous night left a chill over the party and a threatening presence, as they came to understand that this city might not be as safe as it used to be for them. Theories abounded, but the party also, at this point, questioned Jacquette's intentions. Why does he hate Mr. Greaves so fiercely? It boiled down to the ways in which the man lies, or as Jacquette theorizes, a cabal of powerful individuals hide behind the title. In the midst of these conversations, an angry Kana approaches and hands, more like throws, Bruce his package, while scolding Fyrn and Saskia for trailing in seawater and sand all over the bar. The package contains a message from an important friend from Kobo Co., Bruce's place of employment. This person, Selena, also known as Bruce's boss. She was able to get Bruce some magic chalk on credit to create rapid teleportation circles. She also delivered a batch of Goodberry cookies from Bruce's Grammy. The party teased Bruce a bit about this, but it opened up a conversation about setting up a home base of operations for Iron and Mana. We ended this conversation as the party finishes up preparing for the day. So, Iron and Mana, you find yourselves approaching noon, hanging out in the Cask and Crow. You've just teased Bruce a little bit about his girlfriend, as Jacquette says, even though it is clearly his boss. It's a professional relationship.
Yeah.
And it is Thursday, the 16th. What would you all like to do? Where's my notebook?
No. You.
Well, I think we're on the same page here, as Jacquette nudges Bruce and goes, "You need to ask her out." No, I'm just kidding. I'll stop. Septimus, to your point about reaching out to Winifred and trying to give her what's the word? A sense of like she took care of the issue in paying us off. Right? That's what you said?
Save and face?
Yes, I think it'd be the perfect way to ensure her security. That's what I was getting on about. If her employer thinks that she paid us off, and we don't bother her for the foreseeable future until she has information to give us, I think that's the best way to move forward.
Should I send her a message saying to like fill a bag or a coin sack full of rocks or something like that? She doesn't actually need to pay us, right?
No.
Oh, so then you want to have her pay us anyway?
Well, no. I'm saying that looking at Jacquette's face, it's like trust goes both ways. We don't want to over-extort her because then we're not going to get the information that we want.
He says nothing, but a look of fair enough crosses his face.
So just to what's the fucking word? Reiterate, that's the word. Reiterate. We're going to help Winifred craft some sort of ruse to help her not be suspicious, and thereby, what does it get for us?
Information. Winifred is the central point of all the information that comes in and out, not just of imports and exports of goods and labor and everything and people, but also of secrets. That's what her ledgers are for. They're full of secrets, like those involved in with Mr. Greaves connected to the academy. Those names will go very far, I'm sure, especially when we turn them over to the Commodore.
So she's given us access to her book.
Correct, which we could have access to otherwise, but as I recall, it's written in a code that might take some time to decipher and could potentially, and then we would lose out on any new information, right? So this way we ensure that we keep getting fresh intel.
Right. And, there's always the option that she might betray us or give us wrong information. in which case we will have to find somebody to replace her, I assume. Or is that the Commodore's?
Well, the first moment she betrays us and gives us any wrong information, then we immediately pick her up and bring her in for the bounty that the Commodore asked us to do in the first place. It's a win-win for us because we already confronted her, or Jaquette and Bruce did, with us knowing full well of her crimes and could bring her in, so her only chance of freedom is to work with us.
So then what do we tell the Commodore? That we couldn't fulfill the contract?
I think it's best to tell Umadori everything. Yeah, that's not my usual play, but I think the more trust we establish between ourselves and the Commodore, the better. At the end of the day, she told us, and everyone in this fucking city has said, don't trust anybody. But if we can't trust the Commodore, then we're fucked either way. So I say, against my better judgment, we lay our hand and play it clear to her, at least with her. Everywhere else we go, we try to keep it secret. You know, when we show up, because we'll have to go collect the bounty today, when we show up, we should make it seem like we have the evidence. We just don't have Winifred. We have the evidence and we're super excited. And then depending how our meeting with the Commodore goes, upon our exit, we can continue the ruse and be like, oh, that evidence worked. Or we can go, damn, why didn't she accept the evidence? Like, what a dumb piece of shit. I don't know. Well, we can figure that out at a later date. But yeah, I think showing our hand at the time is best.
So do we all want to meet Winifred to get this, I guess, false exchange of bribery, or should it be a few of us?
Well, I think we
group,
should all
aren't we?
go, but maybe only a few of us should meet. That way we put up airs, you know. It's supposed to be that we're collecting Winifred if she doesn't pay us, right? So we have to play like we are ready to, you know, take over the docks.
That's true. I think that's the best way to do it, Fyrn. We
And,
all go. A couple of us stay outside to show an imposing force. Well, I guess, I mean, Jaquette, you're the one that knows her the most and is most eloquent with this. We can go and speak with her.
Stop.
and-
We should bring Sal too to look even more imposing. And
Yeah,
Sal and Fyrn
Because
are probably the most imposing people
I
here.
think the right way to go with this is that we are all going there with the full intention of apprehending her, but we get swayed, and we just go about our way from there. So, Bruce, why don't you send Winifred a message? Let her know that we plan, in order to secure her safety, to appear in the next hour or two, all of us together. We're going to be looking like we're going to be arriving to apprehend her. However, tell her to gather whatever bag of metal that make it seem like silver or gold or whatever. She's going to pay us off. But the ruse would be that she convinces us through coin to leave her be and her business.
All right, so I have to comprise that in 25 words. One of the most important bits of that, we're swinging by in 1 hour. Have a coin sack full of useless, I don't know, what? Garbage, metal scraps.
Could just say a fake coin bag.
Thank you. Fake coin bag. Thank you, Saskia. The fake coin bag ready. We'll be by in an hour to secure your safety. Or ensure your safety.
What are we gonna tell Morris Pappas about all of this?
What's that?
We did promise the truth.
Yeah, I promise a lot of things that I renege on. It's, get used to it in this line of work.
I'm just saying we might want to think of something a little bit flashy, you know? I feel bad for the guy.
So,
Morris Poppins.
Morris Poppins is a beat reporter we met. after you left, he showed up. He was spying on us as we were planning how to deal with Winifred and was jotting down all the notes. We kind of
I see.
bullied
Yes,
him.
I remember you mentioned that. Yes.
Yeah.
I have just one more question, then I'll shut
Sure.
up. Are we telling Winifred that we're telling the Commodore about this, or is she not?
We don't need to tell Winifred more than she needs to know.
So that's a no.
Agreed.
She is a conduit of information and nothing else. She is not. We can't work with her on this. We simply need to use her.
Right.
Because any information... No, that's a good question, but any information she gets, she can use against us.
Right. So then any information that she gets, the Commodore also will get. Because are we going to share that information with the Commodore? If we're laying it all out in front of the Commodore, we'd be telling her that we'd set up this ruse in exchange for this flow of information.
Yes.
Just making sure I got the story straight. Okay, lots of pieces.
Going back, pointing to Bruce, as far as your message, to try to keep it concise, how about you would first just send her, we would like to swing by in an hour. Can we speak in confidence at your establishment? Or are there unwanted ears? Because if she says it's fine, it's private, then Jaquette and whoever can explain the whole situation just there.
A good point.
All right. Yeah, I'll go do that.
To your question, Bruce, or Fyrn, I think depending on how our meeting with the Commodore goes, and on her advice, that's what we tell Morris. We say, we had evidence, the Commodore didn't like it.
We're still working on it.
We're still working
We
on
just
it.
say that we're still working on it, and that
Yes.
we haven't completely got it. But I believe the deal was, once we get to the end result of collecting this bounty and having her be guilty, we would speak with him. If it's an ongoing case, we can continue to say we're still working on it.
Exactly.
All right, I'll go send her a quick message and see what the response is real quick. So Bruce is gonna step outside and
Wow, this is some of the best acting I've ever seen.
I know you can't get any better than that.
It was great.
Possible.
It was great.
Thanks.
So yes, so as you puff your magic pipe, what do you say? What is your message?
Hey, Winnie. Iron and Mana here. Can we swing by in 1 hour? Are we able to talk in private, confidently?
Takes a moment.
At your establishment. Yeah.
I think I may have counted wrong, but I think it might have ended after at your.
Damn it!
It takes a second for her to respond, as she's expecting more message. I suppose so. I don't know how secretive you're supposed to be about your dealings. There'll certainly be eyes on the stall. Not sure where from, but after last night, I would be surprised if they are not watching me. I'll be here.
Bruce is probably gonna send one more message. No, before Bruce is gonna go back to inside, smelling like smoke. All right, so
Why does it always have to be smoke?
it's just how this thing works. All right. So she said that the place is going to be on high alert, especially after last time at her most recent confrontation with us. It sounds like inside her establishment it'll be private, but along the outside, the docks are going to have a little bit more eyes on her.
Well, then perfect. That's
Which
exactly what we want. We want our
Right.
presence to be known, and then any discussions can be done inside.
Right.
And then we leave. And then people can assume what they see.
Yeah. So I don't think I need to worry about the whole coin sack thing.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
We'll sort that out.
Yeah, I mean, isn't she bribing us? So if anything, she'd be giving us the sack, right?
I think he
Yeah.
means just queuing her in now when we can do so going forward now.
Cool. Let's get this over with then.
Okay. So you're heading. Well, I guess you're in an hour. You're heading to
1 hour.
when
We
it
play a game
friends.
of cribbage.
No, we play a game
was
of
that game?
what was it, Jackrabbit or something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You slap the card when there's a jackrabbit.
Or whatever.
Yeah. You guys play several rounds of Jackrabbit.
It's called
Everyone
Jack's,
accuses-
Jack's Rabbit.
Jack's Rabbit.
It
Sorry.
was Jack's
I thought it
rabbit.
was cheese goat taco pizza or whatever that game.
So
You
in
add
your
up to 14, and then you play the jack and slap the jack.
I see.
Those were the rules.
in your game or in your world, Sean, a deck of cards has like 2 through 10, and then it goes rabbit, queen, king, ace.
Yeah.
Is that-
Obviously.
okay,
Obviously.
all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rabbit queen.
Every set of cards has a Jack's rabbit. It's not. There's no Jack. There's a Jack's rabbit, which is
Yeah.
is the rabbit owned by the Jack.
Right.
Of
Right.
course.
Clearly, it's an Aldhalorian. That's how Aldhalorian decks are.
We know. We're from there.
You're not. You're from
You
Gwenville.
played a Hearts Jack's rabbit.
Yeah. The entire time, Jacquette's like, there's supposed to be a Jack here.
That's what I was named after. Jack. Jacquette. Okay.
Anyway, after that doesn't land with you all. It's an hour has passed, and you can head down to the docks. Perfect. So you head down Main Street and through Harbor Lane to get to Dockside, where it's similar to the other day, a bustling port. It's middle of the day, around noonish. So people are moving about. It's busy to the point where it's crowded. Like you're not like just casually walking down the street. You're squeezing through, dodging caravans and people carrying heavy things to slip through towards the harbor master's office, where you can see Winifred is in the box in the front, talking with different sailors and captains and some of her shipmasters. And you may approach as you see fit. Are you doing anything particular as you approach or out here as part of this show?
I think Jacquette has the badge on his belt, and like kind of has like, you know, it's showing a little bit. It's not prominent front and center, but it's on there.
Mm-hmm. Is everyone else wearing their badge in some fashion?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm also going to cast Disguise Self on myself to be a foot taller.
I'm just
Okay.
trying to get the sand out of my suit of armor as we're waiting.
Sass, it's very awkward as you're talking to anybody or looking at anybody because they're looking above your head at where your illusion head is.
Good morning.
But are you all kind of like Jacquette has his at his waist? Is everyone else kind of wearing them over their heart, nice and prominent?
Yeah.
Yeah, over the heart.
Mine's
Dallas
on my
got it
belt.
on his chest as well.
Mine's on attached to the fur on the
Ooh,
like
nice.
thing.
Nice. Very cool.
But
shoulder.
just walking attentively, like on alert. I got a hand on like my hammer, like maybe there may be a fight, but like not
Mhm.
like I'm looking for one.
Yeah, yeah.
Everywhere.
So I would like an intimidation check from everybody.
I get advantage because I'm tall.
No.
I get advantage because I have a cool mask.
You have
Can I get
disadvantage.
advantage?
You have disadvantage because you're being awkward. No.
No.
Just kidding.
Can I have advantage because I have an 800-pound robot next to me?
Yes.
Yes.
He's next to all of us. Do we all have advantage?
But he can only use the help action for one person.
No. I got a 19.
I have +0. I need this.
I need this, man.
And believe it or not, rolled the same thing twice. 9.
Bruce is going to use his brain for this one for an additional 5 points.
There you go.
I got a nat 20, which turns into a 19.
Oh.
What did Bruce get?
Bruce got a 17. Pretty close to Fyrn in terms of intimidation.
Yeah, yeah.
Somehow.
And Jacques?
Got a bird cage.
24.
Show off them pearly whites.
Ow.
Right. All right. So okay. So averaging out at 17 and a half there. Septimus, it's not so much that you aren't intimidating as you're walking through. It's perhaps Sal is eclipsing any intimidation that you're giving off, and everyone is much more distracted by the rest of your crew because they all look a little bit more flashy than you. We've got a kobold with big Coke bottle glasses, goggles on, a flashy tabaxi, a big strong northern tiefling, and a 6'10" woman who's not a Goliath. Because isn't Sass 6'5'10"?
I think so. I think that's what I said. That sounds right.
And
Maybe
perhaps
6'9".
okay, perhaps Septimus, you're standing in the middle. People are not as intimidated by you. Not because you're not looking scary.
You're very scary, Septimus.
No, I'm not.
You're fine. Don't worry about it.
But with that 17.5 average and with the nat 20 from Fyrn, people are absolutely catching you. There's eyes looking about, people questioning. You could even hear some people whispering about the badges and about Hyven's sanctioned heroes. And this is sort of the first time anyone has really seen you doing anything prominent since the fight with the Machina. Everything else has just been regular day-to-day stuff, other than Jackie Touché's performances. So this is like the and of course Fyrn's fight night. But those are individual endeavors. This is the first time people have seen Iron and Mana doing something in town versus just your individual endeavors. So you're certainly going to see some rumors start to spread after this. And certainly people are going to be ablaze with chitter and chatter about the Commodore's agents. But as you're approaching the Harbor Master office, you can see Winifred is just doing some regular business with someone, and you can see some of the sailors that are kind of like waiting in line. They do see you approaching, and they all get anxious. They all get anxious. Maybe it could be because some of them might be in that little book of hers. It could be just they're like, oh, there's heroes here. There's adventurers here. What does that mean? So what would you like to do as you approach her? She looks to you and she kind of like finishes business quickly with the person in front of her. And kind of like closes the wooden plank of her open box area just in the front. The side is still open, and she just comes to the side to talk to you as she's kind of closed the front of it. near the door. She just opens it and looks at you, Jacquette. Imagine who's leading the way, or is Septimus leading the way, or is the 6'9" woman leading the way?
I guess Jacquette will be leading the way as he kind of like looks to as he looks to like Fyrn and Septimus and Sal to like be like post up, keep eyes on what's going around as he approaches, and he goes, Harbormaster Winifred Teague.
Can I help you all?
Yes, Iron and Mana, the city's premier adventuring group. I was wondering if we could have a word in private.
And you see she has these hanging on like a chain around her neck, is like these little spectacles that she just kind of like holds up and puts on and goes and looks at you all like she's putting on her own show too. Well, that's right. The heroes. I suppose I can have a word with you all. As she kind of like looks around to like the sailors around who are like definitely gathering. There's like a crowd gathering around. Right this way. Iron and Mana. And she steps inside and leaves the door open for you.
Running to Sass, Jacquette goes, mind your head, as he walks in.
As I went to follow you in there, I like put on a show of like knocking my boot against the wall to be like, fuck, thank you, yes, yep.
The last thing we need is her going through and just zoom.
Yeah, her whole head just going through the top of the door. The good thing, Sass, for your illusion is that this doorway is larger than average since Winifred is a Goliath.
Perfect.
It does need to be tall enough for a woman of 6'10"-ish height.
Am I the same height as her right now?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
So I'll just look in her face.
I just had a terrible image in my head of Sass just being like stretched by a foot and not actually being proportional.
Just like a picture that you
you accidentally didn't hold the right key down when you were stretching it, making it bigger.
Suddenly she's paper thin.
But she leads you all in. Fyrn, Septimus, and Sal are standing outside, looking intimidating, like the muscle.
I would if they go inside. Yeah, turn around, stand next to the door. But then like command Sal to stand right in front of the door, facing out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fyrn can do that too because you're both big people, so you can both be like side to side. Because if it is a big door, that makes sense.
I think Fyrn is actually going to like pretend that he doesn't know, and just take a lap around the thing, just in case she's trying to escape, through a back door or something.
Yeah, no, that works. As you've got the big robot blocking the door. You've got the mechanic man with 2 arms, but not traditional 2 arms. And then the muscle doing a little patrol around. The show is definitely on. Inside, Bruce and Sass and Jacquette, you find yourselves in her little office, where there's only 2 chairs, so one of you will have to stand. And it's ostensibly the space that you were almost broke into, now that you get to see it. Bruce, you can clearly see the safe, and where the hidden safe is as well with your tremor sense. And Jacquette, you can just see generally Jacquette and Sass, you see she's got bookshelves with several scrolls and different documents on it. You can see the safe from the other side of the desk, for sure. And then she has just some old wind chimes that she keeps around her office that you might remember from the first time you came here. But she sits down on the other side and she takes a deep breath. All right. What the fuck is going on here?
Sorry about all the airs, Winnie. You know how it is, but if we're going to really sell this to everyone, we do have a contract for you, and you are supposed to deal with us, right? So we thought, why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone?
All right. I suppose that makes sense.
So
I suppose there's errors we all have to put on for the sake of this.
So we thought we show up here, showing, all the flash of the Commodore's chosen adventurers. We have some time to discuss something with you, and then we leave. And then time passes and nothing happens. Right? So clearly something happened between us. I don't know if it was suggested that you give us a big sack of coin. I don't know if we need to go that far, he says with a very toothy grin. But if we make it seem like you dealt with us, paid us off maybe, that might go some distance with convincing the powers that be that everything is getting taken care of.
Suppose that's a fine plan, Jacquette. And she kind of just looks to Bruce and then to Sass. And you roll in on this plan.
Aye.
Yeah.
So, I pretend to pay you off. And you go about your business. I'm not-
to pretend. It's
I'm not
alright.
very interested, Jacquette, in being extorted every time you come to my office.
I believe the last few times I came to your office, you were the one extorting me. So let's make that very clear. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, seeing as I don't have much of a choice here. Fair enough, I could play along. I've paid you off to leave me alone, to leave the dealings with the docks alone. What are you going to do about your contract there?
Leave that to us.
I was about to say that.
Sorry,
You can't take it back, Jacquette. You already said it. It's fine. It's fine.
okay, leave it to us. Leave it to us. Hey, Winifred, leave it to us.
The money, he means.
You're not in here.
You hear that from the window.
That was
gonna
played.
say that.
Give us the money. Give us the money.
Fair enough. I suppose I have to leave my trust in you at this point, since obviously my trust in Mr. Greaves is more assuredly a path to lead to my death.
Do you want to hear my fairy theory?
Okay, if there's any information you have to give us, Winifred and Jacques kind of
Hold on. Did you say fairy?
I did. Yeah. I'm actually quite proud of this theory, if I do say so myself.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Spill.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, there's a saying, right? And I'm
Oh, yeah.
I'm still it looks like I'm looking at her, but I'm still looking from up. That there's a saying, or how the stories go. If you don't believe in fairies, they cease to exist.
That's not exactly what I heard. But
Well,
no,
those stories exist, all right, and that's the stories that I grew up with, or at least I think I grew up with, and it makes sense to me. If with all this shit about people saying, "Believe in Mr. Greaves," you always need to believe in Mr. Greaves. That makes me sound like if you don't believe in him, he doesn't exist. So I think he actually doesn't exist at all. I think he's just a scare tactic.
Wait, I thought you thought he was a fairy.
it's not exactly a fairy theory. It's more a fairy metaphor.
Yes, exactly. No, I'm more on board with this theory. When you thought that he was actually a fey creature, I
No,
was
I
a
do.
little concerned. Okay, that's okay. Thanks for
No, I
clearing
do.
that up.
I do. I think both. One of them has to be right. I think there's something to do with fairies in here. Moral of the story: if you don't believe in it, it doesn't exist. So it needs to.
yeah, that's definitely
that
gonna
to a
stop them from
crossbow.
coming. Took the words out of my mouth.
What'd you say?
Tell that
I
to a
missed it.
dagger. Oh, I said tell that to a crossbow bolt, and then mimed a hitting you in the head, and then he like swings out a dagger, and he's like, tell that to a dagger between your ribs.
You're all going to be so embarrassed when I turn out to be right. And you know what? Hey, Jacquette. Yes, sorry, Brute. Jacquette, you want to bet on it? Actually?
It's and at this he kind of looks to Bruce and he goes, let's make sure that we clarify the parameters of this gamble.
Do you need me to write this down? Do you need a mediator for this?
We also
No,
don't
what are
need
you
to do this. We don't need to do this right now. We can
This is
settle
what are
you,
it
a
later.
fucking fiend?
Well,
Write it down.
before you make any weird deals or gambles here in my office, I got a little bit of what you requested here. As she reaches down under the table and opens up a drawer and does take out a scroll. Freshly translated this morning from my cipher. Individuals from the academy with connections to Mr. Greaves' work in the docks. And now, make sure you're ready to read this when you read it. Because as soon as you're done reading it, the paper will self-immolate.
Oh, that's cool. How do you do that?
I love that.
There's a guy named Ethan Hawke. He does it all the time. He does it for everyone.
Fyrn, fuck off! Go finish your rounds!
Ethan Hawke? Who's that? Anyway. So just, be careful. And if you try writing it down on a separate piece of paper, it's not going to work. Trust me.
I'm definitely going to test that theory, but okay.
I should probably remember my actors better.
So just to be clear, you're gonna give us this piece of paper, right? And we're not gonna read it here. We're gonna read it elsewhere, right?
Correct.
All right.
Well,
Great.
now that you say it that way.
I just wanted to look at what enchantment you put on it before we go ahead and just throw it away. That knowledge is also useful. Fake that, I mean.
Leaning down to Bruce and kind of pulling him close and whispering as quietly as possible into his little kobold ear hole. Jacques goes, remember when I said only give the information we need to Winifred?
Yeah. Yes, Jacques.
And he just pats him, and then he gets back up and he goes, sorry about that. We'll take the paper. We'll leave you with your coin. And your peace of mind that iron and mana will get down. They'll figure out. I lost it. We're going to get Mr. Greaves. Don't you worry about it.
Get to the bottom of this?
Thank you.
Well, I certainly hope so, because the longer that I languish in this state of conspiracy with you, the more likely it is I'll find a dagger in my ribs, as you said. So...
Hey,
I'm
as
not
long as
saying-
you
I'm
don't
not
believe in
saying-
it.
Exactly. Don't believe in it, and it won't exist.
I
Don't
was
give
being
it any thought.
sarcastic. I was being
not.
sarcastic.
I'm
Okay.
not.
Saskia,
Yes.
just because we've done this before for you, can you just give me a quick charisma roll
Sure.
for your magic?
Charisma roll. Just straight charisma?
Yeah.
13.
Okay. Jacquette, when you get into that little tit with little fight with Sass there, you notice the illusory eye of her tallness just starts to droop down, like a googly eye, and then just suddenly comes back up.
I was gonna say I totally would love it for it to have been an hour we've been in here, and on the way out, I just shrink
Like
as I'm walking
Mario.
out the door. Yeah, exactly.
But she sort of nods to you and says, Not to say hurry up and get it done, but hurry up and get it done. Have a good day. I suggest that we don't meet here in the future if we need to exchange
That's what
information.
You said the last time. And here
Yeah.
we are.
Well, that I was expecting.
If you ever need to get information to us, Winifred, send it to the Cask and Crow. We'll get it there.
Fair enough. Shall I address it to you, Jacquette, or Iron and Man as a whole?
Iron and Man as a whole. The barkeep will know what to do with it.
And you trust her?
I trust her as much as I trust anyone else in this city.
Maybe like use an alias or something instead of Winnie, or like maybe I don't know, Jackrabbit.
What's your name, by the way? I'd like
Carl.
to know who I'm working with. Give me a deception check.
Bruce's like eyes dart towards. Oh, you can't see it.
She does look at you, Sass, and like, did you get taller?
They got a 20.
I've always been this tall. What are you talking about?
And she kind of like rubs her eyes for a second and puts the glasses back on. And Bruce, she believes your name is Carl, partially because she got distracted by Saskia's height, and didn't continue pursuing the line of thought. Not that Bruce is suddenly a master liar. It's that 20 is more about the luck of Bruce in this moment.
He just panicked. He's like, Carl! And said it so forcefully.
If Bruce could, he would dart really quickly at Jacquette and then back forward. But it mostly just looks like him looking forward because he's got goggles on.
So she nods to you and bids you farewell as you can step out from the office.
Before we step out, Jacquette slides the badge off his belt back, like tuck it in, so he's not wearing it anymore.
Okay.
But he doesn't tell anyone else to do it. He just does it himself.
Fair enough. When you open the door, Sal would move to let you out, and you would see as you step out and the 5 of you, 6 with Sal, come back together, all the sailors disperse. Like the crowd that had started to appear there. Yes.
Septimus was gonna try something when he sees Jacquette and Sass and Bruce come out, and when he's not with him, he's just gonna kind of like shrug his hands like this and like in confusion and like go up to like Jacquette and whisper in his ear. And he's like, he'll whisper, but actually say, I figure that like I would protest that I'm confused why you don't have Winnie, but then you tell me the absorbent amount of cash that you gave us, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Don't worry, I can tell you all about the exorbitant amount of cash that we got from Winifred that is safely stored in all of our pockets.
And like, then like I'll drop my shoulders a bit and kind of just like look around for a sec, and then just not say anything, and then just pull back.
Okay.
I'll as we're walking away, I'll whisper in Septimus's ear, you're quite a performer. That's impressive. It's very convincing.
I think just spending a lot of time with you, each one of you is rubbing off on me somehow.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Maybe we should get you training.
Yeah.
Could be a bard later, quite. Except you.
Septimus could never be a bard like me. That's ridiculous. Anyway, should we head up to the Commodore's offices?
That's probably be a good next step.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Let's go.
Come, Sal.
Sal,
Okay.
yip.
Oh, goodness. All right, so you all head over to the Admiralty Court to go to the Commodore's
Quickly.
office. Yes.
Can I roll a perception check while we're leaving
Mm-hmm.
to see if I see, I think it was one or two of those individuals that caught me the other day that like slid away and like spoke or
Yes.
like that caught me or whatever.
Yep, the hidden guards
caught
that caught
me.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Just to see if I spot them. Oh, fucking Jesus. A 6.
I think, Septimus, the next ASI you get, you should take the lucky feat.
Probably.
Just slowly
Um,
morph Septimus into Iroh.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed.
There will never be another Iroh, because he's still there. The Revelry of Ro. Anyway, you do not see any. You do not see those particular sailors. You do notice that a lot of people are looking in all of your directions. They're not necessarily isolating you, but you have certainly garnered the attention of the docks with this performance.
If Fyrn notices any fans, he waves to them.
Yeah, you would at least notice one clearly hungover dock worker who had both worked with you and then was at fight night last night, and just sort of like meekly, very weakly in his hungover state, working, just goes, "White Eye's back! White Eye's back!"
Damn right.
And then you see someone else comes over and goes, was he supposed to come into work today? Anyway. You all head up through Harbor Lane, through one of the alleyways to get back to High Road, head up to the Admiralty Court. You can step in and meet Doyle at the front desk. He would kind of look to you all and be like, "Oh, we've turned so soon. Have you completed your contract?"
Have we as if that's a real question. Of course we have, Doyle. Iron and mana does work. That's what we do. Now, if you could kindly tell Commodore Umandori we're here with evidence on Winifred Teague, we would love to get on with it.
Certainly. As he'll wander up the steps, to the upper mezzanine offices, to the 3rd floor, and disappears for a second as you're all waiting in the fancy lobby.
Sean, since last time,
Mhm.
we got scarred from not making any active perceptions checks. So, especially going into the Commodore's office,
Mhm.
around the perimeter of her office,
Mhm.
Bruce is just going to do some perception checks to make sure that nobody's around. And, if I don't have to roll, that's great. So, but, if there's something out there and you want me to roll.
What? What kind of perception are you using? Are you just using your tremor sense?
Yeah, just tremor sense.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Like, if we're there. All right, fine.
John's like, I'm not having any more of this.
Yeah, well, I don't want another Morris Pappas situation.
That's fair.
And
Someone's
since
just
I'm
got to
gonna be
take the
active,
observant feat.
I'm gonna use my brain for this, and it's gonna
Yeah.
be a nice 24.
24. Okay. No one's following you. There's no pops around. But as you're going through the front of the Commodore's office, going into like the front door around where the wrought iron fences are, there's two things you notice. Well, really one thing. Lining the wrought iron fences, kind of like wherever there's like the tall posts between a series of bars. At the top of them, interchanging, there's an owl, wrought iron owl, a wrought iron raven, a wrought iron owl, a wrought iron raven. And as you enter into the front gates, you notice just ever so slightly the two wrought iron owls that flank the front gate, their heads just very slowly turn with your movement. But that's all you notice.
No Morris Poppins here. Something much more sinister. Or it's sinister, but
Yeah, not a gossip columnist.
And can that 24 carry over for like when I'm like going around her office just to make sure?
No, not the office. Can carry over for the inside of the lobby, but not for the office.
Right, fine. Okay. I'll take that one at least.
But yeah, as you're waiting at the desk, kind of like the last time, he had his assistant kind of wait there with you. It's just sort of this like 16-year-old kid, just like, you're in mana. Cool.
yep.
Yep. Oh, I think I hear. I think I hear him. And then he kind of scrambles off towards the stairs as you hear the footsteps of Doyle coming back.
When they do that, Jacquette's gonna peer over at the desk and just see what he can see.
Yeah. So I mean, you clearly see it's closed. You would have actually noticed Doyle close it when he walks away, but there does appear to be like a black book that's like a scheduler, calendar, a planner, if you will.
I won't.
Well, fine. Then you don't see anything else then. No.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then you just see like a little tiny little figurine that looks like a like an in-world troll,
Gotcha.
but with like fluffy green hair on it. So a troll doll, but a D&D troll doll.
Okay.
And a glass of blood. No. But soon enough, Doyle returns, and he just gives you kind of a nod to head up to the Commodore's office. And the little assistant, this little teenager assistant, does kind of go with you to lead you up there in case, just to make sure you don't wander off.
Can I talk to the assistant kid?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just be like, as we're walking up, I'll just be like, "Hey, you work for Doyle?"
Yeah. It's not just me. There's a couple other kids.
What do you think of him? How is he as a boss?
Well, he's kind of, and then he kind of like looks at you like he's about to just start casually talking, and then he kind of looks around and he goes, "He's great. He's great. Me and the other pages, we, couldn't ask for a better boss."
Insight check.
I'll say no insight check needed. Especially from you, Jacquette. This kid is lying.
I'm
Is it
just
true?
saying. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it true he's a vampire?
You all with give me a real insight check this time around.
Okay. 21.
So this kid, you clearly see the like eyes widen of someone who wants to gossip, but pulls themselves back from it, like almost like what he's like about to loose his lips, but then thinks better of it as he is at work. He's, I mean, I've heard people say that, but it's not. He's just a nice guy. It's pretty rude, disrespectful of those who deal in that kind of rumors and gossip.
Yeah, Jaquette, seriously. I mean, that's a little forward, I would say. I mean, I'm already asking him about his boss. Like, we don't have to, go into vampirism. I mean, I was just, looking out for this young chap. I want to make sure that, he's, not dealing with any hostile work conditions.
Okay. I was trying to make light of the situation, but okay. Your question clearly made him uncomfortable because you're asking him about his boss in the workplace. Doesn't seem like the best move, but
Yeah.
I'm the bad guy.
When else am I going to talk to this guy? I'm just looking out for him.
Well, anyway, here's the door.
Thanks, Doyle Jr. You've been a blast.
What is your name, by the way?
Doyle
Tom.
Jr.
It's Tom.
Bombadil?
No, it's spelled with an H.
Oh.
Tom.
It's Tom.
Tohm.
I'm gonna go now.
Bye, Tom.
And Tom walks away. All right, so you the doors open up and you can see the Commodore is waiting for you there. She's already seated at the table, and she's already sipping from a cup of tea as you step in. As she would look up to you all and say, "I was not expecting a return so quickly. Doyle says you've completed your contract."
Yes, of course. And at this, Jacquet will like kind of make a point of like looking around, and then unsure whether she would understand it, he's going to kind of use like a thieves' cant, both in like hand gestures, but also in like the way that he phrases his words. I don't know how to do this because I am not a thief myself. Spoiler alert, everyone. And so
You're
he's
not your
basically
character.
going to be like, yeah, I'm not my character. Who knew? So he's basically through thieves' cant, being like, is it safe to talk here? We have sensitive information. As he's kind of just like, oh yeah, Iron and Mana, always doing work and everything. Like we're really great at what we do.
That's flawless thieves can't.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you would notice that she does catch what you're gesturing. You actually almost like she comes up and she like goes to sip her tea and pauses at it, and then kind of looks up at you and smiles, and a little laugh comes out from an otherwise usually cold woman, and she just nods to you.
Perfect. So I'd say we not only succeeded in your contract, but we one-upped it. And at this, he kind of goes to slide. So am I picturing this correctly? There's like a central table with she's sitting at a chair, and there's like a couch kind of.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So he kind of like slides down on it, like onto like the table, as he's like, we've got an inside man or a woman. We've got Winifred's working for us now.
Is that so? Iron and Mana moves quickly.
We were just bored.
Bored.
It was our first
don't
job.
listen to
We
Jaquette.
wanted to, give off a good impression. Show you what we can really do.
And you believe you can trust this Winifred as an inside woman?
Don't trust anyone in Hyven, right?
Not trust her 100%, but we did happen to catch her with pretty substantial evidence where, we could have taken her and brought her in if so we chose. But the situation that she's now presents herself in is quite dire. So she has little choice but to cooperate.
Desperate people are dangerous.
True. But with her being so low on the totem pole, how much damage could she do? The best case result, we can get somebody a little higher. Worst case results, Mr. Greaves knows that we're trying to find him, which is something that I think that he already probably does know.
Well, almost certainly at this point. Now, you say she's low in the hierarchy, but this is not some back alley brute we're talking about. If what I surmised or assumed about her role is correct, we're talking about the gateway to the criminal world in Hyven. That is not someone who is insignificant.
Gateway seems like a strong label for her. I see her more of a conduit of information, right? She's at the center of all. Everything that goes in or out of Hyven, through the docks at least, goes under her view.
Goes in and out, you say, much like a gate.
Sure, but my understanding of how you were phrasing it was that she's a gateway into the criminal element.
Yes.
Whereas she is more of a gate in and out of Hyven itself.
That is true. Though we famously have no gate.
Right. You have there's something that starts it doesn't matter, it's in my notes. But yes, she's more of a conduit of information that gives and takes, but she herself is not strictly within the syndicate of Greaves. Even she's never met him.
Okay. So then what you've recovered or unearthed is that she is entangled in illegal activity, but is not herself part of the organization.
Aye.
A better way of phrasing it, she buys and sells information.
I did suspect her to be more... not connected. You're right, she is connected, but... for lack of a better way to put it, more criminal. So, with this arrangement with her, have you secured information?
This Jacquet pulls out the scroll and he goes, "Iron and mana always comes through." And he puts the scroll on the table and kind of rolls it towards her. And then as it gets close, he's like, "But don't open it yet. She warned us that upon reading its contents, the scroll will, what was the word she used? Explode?
Immolate.
Yes, catch on fire and burn." That scroll has a list of names of academics at your academy connected with Greaves and the docks.
And following reading this list, of course, we would be looking into it to see how valid they are, of course. We're not going on just her word alone, but at least gives us our next leads.
Interesting. I have long wondered what the Academy has been spending my money on. Well, I will read this list, and if there is investigating needed, I'll have fresh contracts written for you.
Well, we would like that information too. I think it's only fair, if we're part of this, that we share this information.
Well, of course I'll share it with you.
I think he meant that he wants to read it with you.
Jacquet mage hands across the table.
She
and
snatches
takes-
it. You've done a job for me. Understand?
Oh.
Sure.
Really wanted to know how that worked.
You were to secure evidence and return it. Or evidence and Winifred. You have given me evidence.
And we've given you Winifred, just in a different way than you asked.
Certainly, and you will be rewarded for that. There's no part of this contract that indicates that you would immediately be given access to whatever you turn over to me. Now, I want to share this information with you, but I must look at it first. This is a careful tower I'm building here. Control of information, as I'm sure you understand, Mr. Touchard, is paramount.
You build a tower and you fail to tell your foreman what bricks are bad and which are good, tower's gonna fall down regardless.
And my foreman is downstairs. He will tell my
That
laborers
fucking
what they need to know.
vampire? You trust Doyle over us?
Septimus puts a hand on Jaquette and like pulls him back. They're like, please excuse his temperament. We're sure that you know what is best.
I'm
We'll
starting
look
to
to Doyle
question
for
that.
payment.
Doyle is rude at times, but do not pretend to know a man you've interacted with so little. Or a Commodore.
Just keep in mind, Commodore, that we didn't open this content of this information. We brought it directly to you.
Yeah, because I thought we'd all look at it together and it would be like a nice bonding moment, but fuck me, I guess.
Your arrogance, Jacquette, needs some tempering. And she looks to Septimus. Perhaps you are a more appropriate leader to talk to about iron and mana.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. I'm the one who set this whole thing up. If it wasn't for me, Iron and Mana wouldn't be talking with you right now. We'd be fucking off doing some kind of shit with the Academy.
In the ways in which your self is unraveling right now, makes me question that a little bit. I'll believe that you've secured this Winifred, because you have climbed the ranks quickly in this city. But this is a mild challenge to your ego, Jacquette, that I've just displayed. And your reaction is telling.
Fuck you. And
Hey,
Jacques
come
gets
on.
up.
She smiles and sips her tea and looks to Septimus.
Obviously, I don't need to explain for him. But I will assure you, on my behalf, that we are here to serve you, Commodore, as long as, of course, that payment ensues.
Of course. Given the unique way that you've delivered this information and secured Winifred in a way that brings us more fruitful information from her than perhaps she would have told us in a cell, I will authorize an increase in the contract's payout.
Oh, one more thing. You might not want to be... It should be, self-explanatory, but don't send anybody to see her, for at least for a little while. She's under suspicion from after the events that took place, and we kind of basically told her that we wouldn't show up around the docks for a little while. It was a part of our negotiations. So if you plan on getting information from her, or if you had a question for her, it might be smarter to go through us.
Oh, that's why I've deputized you as agents. I'll only be extracting information from Winifred through formal channels with you all.
Very good.
And before Jacquette's outburst, I was going to say, I will take that into account, Fyrn, that this was securely delivered, untampered with. I want to trust you all. I really do. As we said in the last meeting, you have an interest in a safe and prosperous Hyven. And Eja. But we've only just begun.
Well, understandable that we need to earn each other's trust a little bit more. But I should have pointed out, I pointed back to Jaquette. Jaquette was the one that thought it most best to tell you of our dealings with Winifred and to deliver the information right to you.
Jaquette's at the bar making himself a drink. You just hear very obnoxiously loud clink, 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 clink. Clink, clink, clink.
So
Her
I promise
eyes.
you, for whatever it's worth, that we will be upright and honest with our dealings while wearing around the badge that you have given to us. And we hope that we ask for the same, and that you are forthright in what and how you use or utilize us in the city.
Septimus, give me a persuasion roll.
Eight.
Oh, Seppi.
Seppi.
It's not so much that she, like, this is not, the 8 is not you failing at what you're saying. She takes everything you're saying. You're just not going to get
It's the way
the-
I'm saying it.
Yeah.
I'm finally on the spot at first, and Septimus is like a little...
You're a little sweaty. You're a little sweaty.
Yeah, so I take it back.
It's more so
sure
you're
that
not
you
going to
know
get
that we-
extra. You're not going to get extra beyond
Yeah,
her just sort of agreeing that the work will continue and appreciating what you're saying.
Oh, another small thing, just to bring to your attention, I take a notepad and throw it on her table, and I say, last time we were here, we caught someone from the Hyven Times, snooping around your, the vicinity of your office. You might want to keep an eye out for people like that. I assume that your business is very popular for them.
You see, just like mild irritation across her face, almost like you can just see kind of like her brow sort of flinch for a second as she sighs. I appreciate this information. It's difficult when you have a news organization bought and owned by representatives from a different country digging into the affairs around town.
Well, everyone has a right.
Certainly, the people have a right to know information when it is relevant for them to know it. But also, wouldn't necessarily look at the Hyven Times as a font of information. More like a drab magazine of advertisements in between propaganda from a foreign country.
It is quite concerning, some of the things that they put out there. Just remember, the public's perspective is everything sometimes.
Well, I would not be surprised if there isn't a contract waiting for you at some point involving the Hyven Times. And
You
their
hear a loud slurp from the bar, and Jaquette, looking away from everyone, but still wanting to be included, goes, "You do well to check out Kellen. He's got connections at the other business. I'm sure he can point you in the right direction for a few individuals closer to Mr. Greaves."
And she nods. Her eyes kind of like, this entire time she's kind of like kept herself looking like straight on and just sort of like darting her eyes between you all as you speak. Very much like stonewalling you a little bit as far as like inciting into her meanings behind things. But she does kind of smile again at Jaquette's comments, and her eyes dart over to the bar where he's on his second drink.
There's like the thing where he's like leaning on it, like with his back to everyone, just.
Yeah. I have a really good image in my head of this, actually. As she looks and goes, Helen Thibodeau, crime reporter.
His last name? You hear from Jacquette under his breath.
Yes. He does write extensively about the crime in the city, and quite critically of me. It'd be interesting to see where he's been in the widow's ward and what he knows. And then she kind of like there's a moment there where the stone wall kind of drops, and it's almost like a darkness came over her face when she was saying all of those things. And like for a moment you're like, oh yes, this is someone with a lot of pull around town, and who probably has prison cells underneath this manor of hers, and other things that she's even mentioned already, saying cells. There's no formal guards throughout Hyven, but there's some authority.
Right.
But she looks back to you, Septimus, now and says, I'll have Kellen arrange your payment before you leave.
Doyle?
I'll have Doyle arrange your payment before you leave. A slip of the tongue.
Thank you, Commodore, and we look forward to hearing from you for the next contract. And one more thing lastly before we leave. If you have any questions about our integrity and about building our trust, please come see us first. In these dealings with Winifred and going forward trying to uproot Mr. Greaves, I'm sure there'll be a lot of rumors spreading. We have some appearances that we had to put on, and if there's any question about us conspiring, well, please hear from us. For our side.
I will pay you this respect, certainly, as you have paid me respect. Her eyes start to Jacquette, and then back to you, Septimus. Check back in a day or two, and Doyle should have a new contract written up for you. Each one you complete is a brick unlayered for Mr. Greaves' syndicate. For now, I will look into the evidence you've given me and be sure to have something available to you about the information within, as she holds up the scroll.
You hear a grunt from Jacquette.
And as you grunt, she would look back to the rest of you and say, and I will take into consideration your forthrightness today in what information I can give back to you.
Thank you, Commodore. All, I believe we have some other things to attend to.
I will see you soon, I'm sure.
Sounds great.
As we're walking out, Jacquette's carrying the tumbler of alcohol with him. As he minor illusions onto the wall next to the door. And it's not a perfect representation because he didn't see it, but he recreates what he imagines Winifred had described as that dark cloud with the wicked grin in the middle. And there's like almost a bit of a drunkenness to him, like a little tipsiness, as he goes, in the policy of full disclosure, this is what we're dealing with. The wicked black grin. That's who Winifred met with. So, don't tell us, don't say we didn't give you anything. He kind of mumbles as he leaves.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's that drunkenness of just drinking a mixed drink very quickly all at once.
Yeah.
Comes
Without
on
any
fast
lunch.
and goes away fast. Yes, that's true. Jacquette has not eaten lunch. But you do, as you're all walking out, you hear that from Jacquette. And she, again, is somewhat stonewalling you all as she just sort of puts the tea back on its cup, or puts the cup back on the saucer, and puts it down as she pulls out her fancy cigarette case and one of her fancy lighters, and stands up to go walk out to the balcony.
I will let out a big sigh. Septimus, how do you keep calm in her presence? Like, fuck, she's intimidating.
What?
And Jacquette, what the fuck? I've never seen you throw a hissy fit. That was amazing. How do you feel?
No,
He's-
do not compliment on that. What is the matter with you, walking at an employer like that? Sure, you're the one that got us this meeting, but you're looking to just get rid of it now? And blow it up?
I was very
And-
entertained.
Jacquette has like the tumbler over his mouth as he moves it away, and there's that same grin. It's actually a little similar to the grin that he just projected on the wall as he goes, "All part of the plan, Septimus."
Nah, I think you just didn't get what you wanted and you threw a fit.
What did you do?
Holds his hands up, and then looks at the tumbler and goes,
I guess I got a free glass from her.
Did you give her the actual scroll?
Please, I had no idea she was going to double cross me like that. Or not double cross, but I had no idea she was going to withhold information like that. No, she has the actual scroll.
You know, I would have really liked to get the scroll in my own hands
Yes,
first.
we know, Bruce. You wanted to find out what magic was on it. 10 gold says you could find that out from the academy, easy peasy.
I'm sure that she also purchased it and that did it herself. I'm sure you talked to somebody from the academy that can teach you. I am interested as well, though.
Jacquette, this maybe this doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it does flash into your head that you're almost positive that there were self-immolating scrolls at the De Leon Brothers Black Market when you were originally kind of peeking around there.
Okay. Yeah, it's something that you just buy, you know? Criminals have it all the time. I mean, people I know have it. It's not that big of a deal. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's not. You guys are.
Oh, no, I'm not upset about that.
Okay.
If anything, Jacquette, within the criminal world, a self-immolating scroll is like the really cheap option. The if you have real silver to spend, you get the illusory vellum, the same illusory vellum that you smuggled to them.
Right.
Okay, so you have. Go ahead.
I really wanted to know if Cadmus was on that list.
Even if he's not, he's still a prick.
That's true. Sorry, Sean.
No, it's totally fine. Feel free to roleplay. You are heading out of the office. As you come down the stairs, you would see that Doyle is organizing a few satchels of gold or silver on the table, 5 to be exact. And they have increased the payout from 2,000 silver to 2,750 silver.
Cool.
Each. Wow.
No.
So each get 550.
Is that the
Oh
math?
wait, no, that's only if there's 5 people.
There are 5 people.
There are
Yeah,
5.
there is 5 people.
Sal's not getting paid.
Sal's not getting paid.
Yeah.
Okay. 550 then.
550, correct?
Unless Septimus starts advocating for Sal's rights.
No.
He doesn't have any.
So yes, everyone gets 550 silver in a nice little bag.
Damn, that's more than I made last night.
Yeah. Working for the leader of the entire region is certainly going to pay more than beating up the rat.
I would have done this sooner, but I think we were too drunk. Fyrn is gonna give 36 of the silver that he acquired back to Sea Witch. Yeah, I owe you this.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to pay it back. You don't have to.
It's all right. It's only fair.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
So what do we do now?
Well, I've got some things to do. Also, Doyle, very impressive that you got the numbers right. This was very efficient work. You know, we were just talking to the Commodore like 2 seconds ago about how you were going to increase the number, and I mean, you're just running, you know, at full cylinder here. Good job. Anyway, I got some stuff to do tonight. Does anybody else want to have any plans for today? Maybe check up on the academy?
I was going to say, how long has it been since we asked for research? Is it time to go back and check?
That might benefit us. How long has it been?
Did you say?
It is the 16th.
It's been 6 days since the gala, which is when we technically first solicited, what's his name, Sigil, for research, along with the brother, Lucas Pascal,
Squally,
and Monodrone.
So yeah, so you have one more day. Tomorrow.
Right.
Your research will be ready.
Well, Septimus, did you want to take a crack at this or not yet?
I suppose so. There's some things I probably should get around town that will help.
Sure.
Definitely.
I can buy the supply since it's my face, so you don't have to waste your money.
Well, if you just give me, I guess.
Yeah, sure. How much you want?
A couple coin now. It's mostly just sedatives.
200?
It's going to be painful.
Is that enough?
200?
I don't know. Is that enough?
No.
Is that not enough? Do you need more?
5 silver would be fine.
You sure? I give you more. I have fuck ton of money. This is more than I've ever. I don't know what to do with it. I've never had this much coin.
Pretty sure 5 silver is going to get you really bottom line sedatives. I would splurge a little bit more.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll tell you after. Still don't know the
Perfect.
the
Blank check,
here.
as it were. Go nuts.
Yes, the banks of Aldhalor have a checking system. Jacques, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, real quick before we leave, Jacques just wants to size up Doyle. Like, not talk to him, not do anything, but like, I don't know if that would be like an insight or investigation or something, but like, just like kind of like be like, okay, the Commodore puts a lot of faith, supposedly, in him. What's the deal? Like, because to Jacques, he just seems like a desk jockey that sits behind the table. You know, he wants to see if there's something about him, or if he's actually a vampire. He will pay close attention to the canines.
He's totally a vampire.
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it would be either. No, yeah, insight would be best.
Okay. 22.
22. Okay. So sizing Doyle up, there's not necessarily a lot that you can tell from his physical appearance about why the Commodore trusts him so much. From his physical appearance, like as far as like the storybooks go, like he's checking a lot of boxes for vampire.
For sure.
You don't notice much about his canines. You actually notice it's actually a little difficult to see them. That stiff way he talks also somewhat keeps his teeth concealed. But when you do get glimpses of them, they don't, they're larger than average probably, but they don't look like the fangs of a night creature hunting for blood. You've vaguely seen him in the sunlight, although he typically does have an umbrella and one of his pages carrying the umbrella. As far as like the relationship, this insight check for 22 makes you think about back home, the many, many guild masters that you maybe not always interacted with, but knew about, were in the same circles of. And it does seem as though amongst the elite in certain circles, they almost entrust too much to people with the title assistant. It's a common thing. Now, whether or not he can truly be trusted in the way that she seems to trust him is up for debate. But you've also noticed sometimes slavish devotion from people with titles like assistant to their employer. Depending on the level of closeness between the two or manipulation between the two. So sometimes it is real trust, and sometimes they've just gaslit that person into believing that they're everything to them. But it's hard to tell with Doyle. Given his attitude, it's not very believable that he has like a slavish devotion to her, just given his general, as you put it, dickish attitude. But that could be concealing quite a lot, as you yourself conceal quite a lot with dickish behavior.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, cool.
And he seems to like troll dolls. Anyway, you all can head out together back to the Cask and Crow to then go about your business for the day, shopping for sedatives and other things.
Some other ingredients.
Some other ingredients as well. Okay. We'll get to that in a moment because we are going to take a short break now. And then come back to see what you do with the rest of the day before you have to go back to the academy tomorrow. All right, folks, we'll be back shortly. Please stick around. See y'all soon.
Bye.
Welcome back, everybody, who drifts in Aldhalor. Our heroes, sanctioned heroes, have handed in their contract to the Commodore's office. They got a bigger payout than they were expecting due to the unique way they resolved the issue. But the Commodore is, at the moment at least, withholding some information from them, which has caused some upset feelings. Tension, thank you. That's the word I'm thinking of.
This guy.
And you've also, for the most part, secured Winifred as an asset and hope that your ruse of accepting a bribe from her, it will keep her safe from any reactions or from the syndicate that she's involved in. Now, you have left the Commodores. You have each your new satchel of 550 silver pieces. You have the rest of the day to yourselves. Tomorrow, you did plan on following up on some research and potentially checking in with Sigil about other work that might be available. And then also tomorrow, you could also check in with Doyle to see if another contract has come through or any other contracts. But for now, you have the rest of the day to yourselves. What would you all like to do? Anything about town? Anything between each other? Well, you have shopping to do.
Yeah, I have some shopping to do.
Do you have specific things you're looking to get?
In addition to some sedatives, some
Fine.
smaller tools. If I don't, well, I guess I have I could just make tools myself.
That's true. You are that brand of artificer, which
Yeah.
is all artificers.
Some acid.
Okay. How much
um,
acid?
I got acid.
Just a vial.
Okay.
With some like cotton swabs, some bandages.
What I'll say is, generally speaking, you can basically buy a healer's kit to get some of these individual things all in one. So cotton swabs, bandages, that kind of stuff, the typical stuff to deal with wounds out in the field for the basic 5 silver that costs. To start off.
Okay.
And then for acid vial, which I do know is an actual item. 1 second.
25 silver.
Thank you. I just got to it too. 25 silver for the acid. It's in what?
Bless you.
Thanks.
It's in my inventory, so that's fine now.
Oh, you've got some acid.
I've held on to it this whole time.
And then we'll say for the sedative, you can, since
I'm just
Sass
gonna get her a bottle of whiskey.
Yes, that's so perfect.
Do you actually do that, or do you want to get a nice sedative from the apothecary?
No, I get her a bottle of whiskey.
Excellent.
All right, excellent. If you're, you can get. I imagine you're not going to get a particularly nice bottle of whiskey, so you can go as cheap as 5 copper.
You gotta
for
go with
that.
a high proof, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, then 30 silver for your tools, and 5 copper for your very very moonshiny whiskey for her sedative. You could actually get it from Oren if you want, and get his
Bathtub
moonshine, his
moonshine.
bathtub moonshine.
Oh Lord.
It'll make her blind.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, no, you got some real cheap
the
stuff.
The secret ingredient's mercury.
It gives it this lovely sheen.
As I'm waiting for Septimus to purchase everything and give me a total of what I owe him, I'll just be walking around the market square as well.
Main Street?
Just thank you. Main Street. Yep, just anything that
Thieving?
looks shiny. Thieving.
You're thieving?
Yeah, I'm thieving.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I'm not satisfied with my embroidered hat that I received last time.
You still got your thing from the Commodore on?
The
Your
badge?
badge?
No. Well, maybe.
Commodore very quickly takes Sass's badge away. Like, it's been reported you've been thieving.
Yep. You've lost your privileges.
Okay. All right, give me a stealth check.
Okay. 18.
18? Okay.
Mhm.
And do you have thieves' tools by any chance?
Do I have thieves' tools? I don't think so, but let me look. I have a dagger. I do not.
Okay, then just give me a regular sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Something might be
Ooh.
worth purchasing, though.
21.
She can ask me for thieves' tools.
That's true, she could.
Okay.
But I'd have a feeling Sass is not planning these crimes.
No, it just happens.
Crushing it.
Jacques, what, did you have something?
No.
I just had a stupid idea that I know wouldn't work, but just the thought was hilarious.
Well, now you have to say it. What is it?
If Septimus was more of an idiot, he would try to cast catapult on the barnacle to hopefully like have it just rip off your face, but you'd probably pull you along with it.
I don't think it works on
If we
living
do it on the
things.
beach, I just fly into the water.
I mean, that's a good point, Clayton. Again, that's just a stupid thing that just popped in my head.
Would be
It
funny,
It says an object weighing 1 to 5 pounds.
I mean, do you like the tooth fairy trick with the door? So you tie a
right?
string around the barnacle, right?
Yeah.
Sas, roll
You
me a
kind of pull the
technically-
hammer that's connected to the.
A d20.
Yes.
Got it, boss. 14.
Okay. No complications happen.
Nice.
Cool.
Um.
What I get?
So you have gotten yourself a little like a toy. You found a toy basically that is a
I
little
get a fidget. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you get a little toy boat. A little toy ship. That's actually pretty nice. It's probably like if you cared at all about value, it's probably actually pretty valuable. Like it probably costs a lot of silver. But you just saw it and it was shiny and nice looking.
Please. I
I
want to be a captain.
exactly. You have a little toy ship that you stolen. Not a big one. It's not like my toy
No.
ship over there,
Yeah.
courtesy of Stefan. It's like literally like the size of this mini. Like it's a little miniature toy.
Excellent.
What's the name of
Perfect.
the ship song, Sean?
The Minx.
Thanks. Love it. This is now my favorite possession.
It's very nicely made, carved of wood.
Excellent. CPAP Industries.
No.
No.
Gillis shop. You stole from Gillis.
He had it coming.
Shane.
Why?
Freaking write that down now.
New rival.
I really wanted you to get the complications. Because
I
there's
mean, I could steal again and I'll try again.
no, just because there's one of my complications that I just really want to happen with one of you who does crimes is your victim asks one of your adventuring companions to solve the crime.
That's amazing.
Anyway, so Sass, you've secured yourself a little tiny boat toy.
Beautiful.
Septimus, you secured your supplies. Is there any other sort of shopping or quick things folks want to do?
Bruce.
Yeah.
Remember
what's up?
a while back I gave you my rune charm and I asked you to look into it for me? Have you done anything about that?
Your rune charm. Not sure you're talking about. Let me check my bag real quick. What's this rune charm?
It was the storm rune charm that Dolvana used to repair for me. It had a one-time use, but I said because you were doing magical elemental stuff that you might be able to repair it for me, and I wouldn't have to pay the full price.
Oh, I didn't put it in my inventory. Yeah. I got it right here.
Bruce knows all about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I could look into it right now because I have not before.
All right. Well, I suppose that if you have any questions, you might want to go find Dolvana. She was the one who seemed to know the most about it previously. And I mean, we just came into a bunch of money, so I'd like to have it prepared for the next time we get into trouble. Either it be from you or her, I'm willing to spend the money.
Let me take a crack at it first. Then maybe I'll go see her.
Great. Thanks.
All right. Great. Anything else folks are looking to do in this afternoon before getting into whatever evening activities you all have?
Seeming that Bruce, has that covered, Fyrn is probably just gonna spend the rest of the afternoon cleaning off his new armor. from his like sandy chaos that happened last night, and then spend the rest of the day actually kind of just patrolling.
Okay.
Like he wants to see how people react after, when he's walking around with the governor's seal on his chest. So he'll just like take a walk around Hyven, head to the widow's ward for a little while, steer clear of the docks, but like go into the nicer parts of town, go into the medium parts of town, go into the lower parts of town, see like, what the general vibes are.
Okay.
Maybe buy some food in each spot, just like talk to somebody, see what happens.
Fyrn's fishing for free food.
Kinda.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a you could do either a persuasion check or a performance check.
The same roll, so I'll go with persuasion. I got a 7.
7, okay. So Fyrn, you go to a lot of these like food stands that are in like the main street, and you're just sort of like going and ordering like street meat and like just like showcasing the badge on your shoulder. And
Right.
no one seems to be really like picking up what you're putting down. They're just asking for their coppers for the meat, the food. Some people in like the Admiralty Court might say hello to you, like some of the guards on the payroll of the Commodore's office. They see the badge and they're all very respectful and say hello, and they don't necessarily like, they don't necessarily know your name, perhaps, or might not know you for your other things you're famous for, but they acknowledge you in a way that an agent of the Commodore would be acknowledged by other people who work within her purview.
Okay.
So it's with time. What you can identify, though, is that with time, this might mean a lot to people who are just walking around the street, the more you complete work for the Commodore.
Okay. And I think it's just like letting my presence be known also.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily, all about looking for reaction. It's more like, oh, I want people to know that there are, people working for the general public on the streets.
Yeah. I do think the more you all wear the badges around town, people will start to understand them better. The guards understand them because they have orders to understand them.
Right.
The people around town might just be like, oh, yeah, you the guys from the parade. That's right. That's still 5 copper. But
All
otherwise, yeah. All right, anything else before we move on?
So Jacques had originally lined up some performances at some inns, so as like part of downtime. So I don't know how you want to do that, but I think he would just continue trying to, bring up the renown of the group in whatever way, even if it doesn't necessarily result in like coin for him. I mean, obviously he wants the coin, but like,
of course,
yeah.
So what then I will ask for you is a performance check or a charisma check using your musical instrument proficiency.
Okay.
Even though I know you're not really a musician, you're more of a poet, so the
Right.
performance check is probably more appropriate.
Yeah. All right, so that's a 16 for performance.
16. Okay. You are able to do a gig. I mean, it's not necessarily all happening today, of course. This is throughout the week.
Right.
Where you're working at the few that you had gotten contracts with. And the thing is, you're spreading the song to different clientele. The songs, or the poems that you have, the
Right.
performances where more crowds are hearing about Iron and Mana, more crowds are hearing about Jackie Touche. Some of them even are calling you Jacques Touchard, even as in maybe some of the classier joints.
You mean in places like the Royal Goat Tavern?
Exactly like places in the Royal Goat Tavern. Which but I'll say you are able to, with these performances, you're able to get enough sort of silver to cover some of your living costs, so that you don't need to be, you can pay for your room, or mostly your room and your food and whatnot. You don't really have to dig into your bank account for it.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
All right. Because it was the Royal Goat. What were the other ones? Was it the Humble Haven?
Yeah, Humble Haven and the Brave Bell Tavern.
Yes. So the nice thing is with that performance, you do bring a little more patrons to the taverns. Folks who normally are used to just seeing you at the Harlequin and Chalice. You do recognize some people from the Harlequin and Chalice who've sought you out.
Sure.
But it's certainly raising your profile throughout the entire city.
Right. Yeah. So I've got one in the Admiralty Court, one in the Harbor Side, and one in the Brigadier's District. So.
Yes.
Or not Harbor Side,
it's in
Piscator. No.
Brave Bell is in the Widow's Ward.
Widows, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously he would change the routine based on the clientele.
Yeah, the Brave Bell, certainly people are when you get to the Brave Bell, a lot of people are requesting songs, or requesting you to talk more about Fyrn, actually.
Oh, okay.
And there's some people there who want to hear about White Eye more.
Yeah.
A few of them might be maybe one person there goes, "So you talking about Sea Hog? Is that who Saskia is in that story?" When you're at the Humble Haven, there, you're relatively unknown. The clientele there don't really know you.
Sure.
So you're getting a bit more new fans out of that. It's also quiet at first, but then your performance is bringing people in, since they had kind of that incident that recently occurred that had caused people not to go there.
Right.
That one is definitely feels a lot more like a place where people stop because they're traveling and less because they want to go party or see a performance. So there's some people there who are kind of just trying to enjoy a meal after a long drive home. And as you're rat-a-tat-tatting on your drum,
Heavy bongos.
They're kind of a few of them are irritated, and then a few of them, you can see them tapping their foot to the beat.
And specifically, so I had to look up in my notes way back when we had stopped at Septimus's homestead on our way up to the grasslands, and Fyrn sparred with Sal, and Jacquette wrote a little story about it. The brute in the machine. I did not write anything, but Jacquette did. So.
But there's a new item on the repertoire.
There's a new story about Fyrn. Specifically, when people start asking, Jacquette's at first he's like, "Oh, I really don't want to talk about. Oh, wait, actually, I have something for this," and then he goes into it.
Yeah, they love it like that. Especially given the brute in the machine, the fighting aspect of it. So much so that there is a not quite mosh pit that happens at the Brave Bell, but people do get a little too rowdy as you're talking about the fighting and you're kind of ramping them up. Your typical showcasing, your lights, your magic is getting people very animated in the Brave Bell, and at least one fight breaks out.
Oh my god. Okay, cool. Thank you.
No problemo. Anything else before you all reconvene for dinner and sleep or evening activities? Cool. All right, so you all go about your day. Maybe it's a little bit before dinner that Septimus and Sass reconvene. As Septimus, you come into the Cask and Crow and find her playing with her toy ship.
Look what I got.
Did you? Never mind.
No, I didn't pay for it. No.
Okay.
Isn't it pricey?
Well, why don't we? It's very nice. Why don't we go upstairs?
Okay, how much do I owe you?
Came out to be 15 silver. Is that what you said?
It's 30
30 silver.
and 5 copper for the whiskey.
30 silver.
Right. It's all yours. I fork it over.
Okay. Well, hopefully I can help then. Let's see what
Yeah, I mean,
we can do.
or- yeah. If you're all right doing it, like if you don't want to, you don't have to. But
No, I'm
I'm-
curious to see how this thing is actually living on your face, and I do want to help you. I feel like it would be quite bothersome. I wouldn't be able to be myself and be at my full potential if I had something growing out of my face.
yeah.
Do you need
it's
me to
kinda
hold her
weird.
down or something?
Maybe, but
Let
not
me
yet.
Let me try it myself first. I've got my ship
Um,
now. I'll be okay.
Well, here, as he hands you a bottle of whiskey,
Oh,
and he's like,
excellent.
"Yeah, drink some of that now."
Aye, aye, Captain.
It is horrible.
Oh,
Like, I don't know if anyone's ever
Delicious.
had White Dog, but it's basically White Dog is unaged whiskey, and it tastes horrible because so much of the flavor of whiskey is from the wooden cask. When I was learning about whiskey at one of my old jobs, they had us try it so that we physically understood how much flavor comes out of the casks. It is disgusting. It has this horrible nutty flavor. And if you ever have cheap whiskey that has that weird bad taste, it's because they have mixed normal whiskey with White Dog. And that's what you have, is someone who didn't want to invest in aging, so they bought some normal whiskey and diluted it with aged whiskey. It's pretty awful.
where the fuck did you get this, Septimus? I mean, I'll fucking drink it because. Oh,
Well, I wasn't
Wow.
going for quite quality. I asked for something that had a very strong proof because
yeah, you fucking nailed it. Yeah, that did the trick. Whew. All right. I have to drink the whole thing.
no, jeez. Until you start to feel a little more comfortable and relaxed.
Okay. I mean, I might have to drink the whole thing. I drink a lot.
Yeah, she was putting them down last night.
Fuck yeah, I was.
Anyway.
Don't drink. Pace yourself, because I'm gonna need you.
I'm fine.
Oh,
Immediate reaction.
Alrighty.
all right.
What are you gonna do?
Okay. So I'll sit her down.
Oh, we're doing this right now. I thought we were doing this after dinner. All right. Great. Hold on. I'm ready. Great.
You're not supposed to eat before surgery.
Get out some tools, and I'm just gonna do some inquisitive poking.
Mhm.
Since I've seen it move before, but I want to see if it pokes out, if it's bashful,
I might
how
need to
it
talk
reacts.
to
No, it's not gonna talk to it.
it. No, I'm saying I could.
Does it listen to you?
I don't know. Maybe. Hey, wake up.
So when you said it's how is it in her cheek? Is
So-
it onto her skin, or
No. So she has
there, baby.
yeah,
she has a gash?
she has a gash, a cut
And it's coming
that is
out of the
open,
gash.
and it peeks its head out of it as if her cheek is its shell. As if their cheek is the like what we traditionally view as the barnacle is that little circular
yeah.
thing stuck onto the side of a whale. Her
Yeah.
cheek is the circular thing, and then the shelled face is inside her cheek.
I'll send you the TikTok he sent me
okay.
later.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
almost
know what
as
a
if-
barnacle looked like,
yeah.
but I thought it was like a barnacle like protruding from outside the wound.
Oh
or
no!
from
If
the
it's
wound.
fully in her face, it's actually just looks like
No,
an
it's not a
infected wound.
bootstrap bill
So it's just a
situation.
little thing. Okay.
Yeah. And then
So when it
occasionally
retreats back into the wound,
Mhm.
how does it close? Does it close at all, or is it just like hiding in there?
It literally is just hiding in there.
Did you see
Like
anything?
it is almost as if her cheek. Now that you're investigating it closer, looking at it, now that it's been here for a little while, it does look like. And Sass, you would have started to feel like a stiffness in that side of your face. It does look like her cheek is, for lack of a better way to put it, calcifying like a shell around the wound.
So it is a bootstrap.
It is. I
bill.
was just gonna say it is a bootstrap bill situation.
Oh boy.
It is. Yes.
I'll take
Yeah.
a pair of tweezers and see if I can like grab onto a nice
Yeah.
chunk of it.
Yeah. Give me either an investigation check or an animal handling check.
Oh god.
They look the same. Investigation, you said?
Or animal handling.
Yes. No, investigation. 16.
16. Okay. So as you kind of in Sass, it stings in the way that like when anything kind of touches a cut that is exposed. You've been kind of grown quite used to it. It is the pain is a little number than when it was first in there because of the calcification that's happening. So like it actually feels very weird when Septimus's tweezers touch any of the calcified part. It almost feels like someone's tapping on your bones.
Oh, that's very, very strange.
Yeah, almost like when you get a tattoo and the needle kind of bounces off your bones a little bit.
Oh yeah.
That feeling. But in your face. But yeah, Septimus, you get your tweezers in there, and it seems pretty not calm, but you see the mouth, so to speak, of the animal starts to poke out, and you can see those little legs, antennae, flare out for a moment.
Okay.
Is this waking up?
Gently. Yes.
Oh, good.
Slowly, I like to gently try to like pull it out as much as I can.
Mhm.
While having a firm grip on it,
Yeah.
if I can.
Yeah. Give me a. You could do a survival or a nature check here.
Nature. 16.
All right. You are able to kind of like coax it out as you're pulling on the shell. It is.
Wait, what do you mean pulling on the shell? I thought I had grip of it. It's like antenna things or whatever.
Oh,
Fronds.
you can
What are they
definitely.
called?
Okay, yeah, that's yes. The leg fronds. They are technically
Yeah, the
a
fronds.
barnacle's legs. Yes, you can grab onto that. It does have somewhat of a reaction to this, where it does try to retract back into the shell.
Ow.
But with a 16, you're able to kind of pull it. It does kind of like come out a little bit more now, so that shell part is out and sort of moving around in the socket, and kind of like chittering a little bit, opening and closing, trying to
Oh.
pull its legs back into the shell.
You were making it talk. I can hear it.
So you have a grip on it, and it is out, out as far as it naturally can come out.
I have to try to snip it.
Oh, you're just gonna snip its fronds?
Yeah.
Okay. No check needed because you have the grip, and you just got to bring the little surgery snippers up to it. Give me a dexterity saving throw or constitution saving throw, Septimus.
Is it a 16? No, what did you roll?
Oh, not
no.
one.
No. Oh no.
Okay. The room immediately darkens around you, Septimus. And as you would feel sort of a shockwave hit over you of spectral water, essentially, that explodes out from the barnacle, pushing you down to prone and dealing
Oh God.
16 force damage.
Fuck, are you okay?
Wait, there's more.
Oh, there's more. Okay.
As you take that 16 force damage and this water splashes out, first of all, the room is soaked. Second of all, you hear a banshee-like scream wail coming from the barnacle. And you, as you're knocked prone and you can see the room darkening and the shadows around it, this is all happening like within like a couple seconds. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh dear. Oh, 23.
Okay, as you would see for a moment, kind of like the silhouette on the walls, the shadows, now that they kind of come together, you can see just sort of this gnarled humanoid-like shape that has sort of these fronds coming off of it, like the barnacle, as if it is made of barnacles. And then just these two eyes staring at you, as it seems like the entity within this barnacle, the patron, so to speak, was attempting to frighten you in that moment. But you are not thwarted by their frightening presence.
Jeez.
Oh, fuck. Are you
If we
alright?
back up, like,
Oh,
what does
God.
it look like now?
Uh,
Is it like look like it's limp or dead, or is it just like?
It's not making the noise, but it is the latter, where like the fronds are like what's left of the fronds is like
what's going
skittering.
on, Septimus? Feels weird. What's going
I'm
on?
trying to get myself back up.
Fucking rip it out. Just
Go
rip it
back.
out. Rip it out. Just get it
See
out.
if I can try to get a hold on it again.
Okay.
You pissed it off. Just get it out. I don't want it going back in there all pissed off like that.
So you're trying to grab onto it again?
Yes.
Okay, so this time I'm going to have you do a athletics check.
That's bad. Oh, net 20, but it's an 18.
It's okay. You grab hold of this thing. You've got your tools. You've grabbed onto it. You firmly this time. You're not grabbing the fronds. You're grabbing the like shell the fronds are attached to, and you have a firm grip on it. Sass, shooting pain shoots through your skull at this point.
Septimus, fucking take it out.
If
I will hold on to the chair and brace myself so that he gets better leverage.
pull out a scalpel.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
Try to get in there.
give me either an athletics check to brute force it, or a nature check to do more like surgery-esque.
Nature.
Sass is helping you here, I'll say.
Yep.
So you have advantage.
Oh, you're the best. You're the best. Would you believe I rolled a 4 twice?
Oh no. I wouldn't if I wasn't looking at it.
All right, adding it to the notes. Septimus, not a doctor.
So I'm imagining this whole thing
Oh,
is like
God.
in Baldur's Gate when Volo tries to get the
Yeah.
except you're not carving
No
her eye out
spoils.
on accident.
I did see that scene though.
So you don't successfully rip it out. You like pull on it. You're cutting at it and whatnot, and it's
God.
it's pretty gnarly right now, Sass. But it's still there. Like
Yeah.
it is. If anything, it's just more exposed. Like people can see it more now.
Did I give it a go?
Oh God.
I mean, if you want to brute force it, go for it.
I mean, while he's got it out there,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and use I'm gonna use just one finger, and I'm gonna try very carefully to use Ray of Frost to try and freeze it like a wart.
Oh God. I know what that feels like, having personal experience. Fucking sucks.
Give me.
Because I think we've tried brute force enough. And I
Yeah.
don't know how this is going to work. If it's an Arcana check, or if I just roll an attack. Or
Roll an attack.
If
Roll
this
an
is
attack.
even possible.
Roll an attack with the Ray of Frost.
Okay. So the number is a little messed up. I think I get a +4 because I have the intelligence thing on the circlet.
Yes, that would be right.
Actually, it's with my proficiency. So what's proficiency? +2?
3.
3?
3.
So yeah, it would be +4 +3 is 7 +10 is 17.
17. Okay. So, yeah, Sass, you feel the intense cold now also radiating through your face.
Oh god. Fuck.
As
Fucking tear
the
it out.
barnacle
Get
is
it off.
completely frozen.
Break it off. Just finish it.
What do you do, Fyrn?
I'm like looking in my inventory. Do I have any weapons that are smaller than a great
I'm gonna
sword?
fucking blast it off if you don't do something in the next 5 seconds.
Septimus, do you do anything in that moment? While Fyrn is pulling out big weapons out of his back.
It's like, here. I pick up one of the other scalpels that was in the kit and just like hand it to him. Here's like, here, while I hold it.
Yeah, so I'm like, I've got the scalpel in one hand, like holding it like I'm like stabbing something. And I'm kind of just like trying to pry in between the skin and the frozen carcass, and like I'm doing it like I'm opening a can, like you know, I'm like trying to scrape a little bit all around the outside, so I could pop it out.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Oh god. Just pour the fucking whiskey on it before you do it, please.
17.
17. Okay. So, the combined effort of Fyrn and Septimus in this wildly unsafe surgery situation has extracted the barnacle from your face. As you pull out this shell and the roots of it, and the barnacle is just sort of like shaking and chittering a little bit as it dies in your hand from the snipped fronds and ray of frost. As Sass, you have a wound for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sass, you have taken 17 piercing damage throughout this endeavor to the face.
Great, right to the face.
It is bleeding amongst the surgery that has taken place.
Yeah.
Start stuffing like with some gauze.
Yeah.
Putting it in there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
Oh my fucking god.
Gotta step on that damn thing.
Did you get it all out? Is all of it out? Thank
Probably.
you. That doesn't
I think
matter.
so.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let me try to clean up a bit. As Han, catch your breath for a second.
Okay. I'm gonna drink some more of this.
I have just one more thing. I'll just clearing up some of this. Might hurt a bit.
Okay. It's more than yanking out of my fucking face. I don't think so.
So the missile is gonna dilute some of the acid and get it on a cotton swab, and kind of just rub some of that calcified. No, just the calcified shell that's growing on your face, and try to dissolve that away so it's just flesh again.
Yeah, it takes some time, but you are able to clean up what's left of the barnacle infection in the face.
And then following looking like it's just gnarled face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got
an eye patch on this side and just whatever the fuck is over here.
Septimus will
just tell me I look pretty, please.
His staff, and he'll cure her wound.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and roll the healing for that.
I'll do 4th level. Because why not?
Yeah, full levels. We don't want to leave a scar.
18.
That's fine.
18. Okay.
I'm back up to full. Great.
Yeah,
He
with
healed all the damage.
with an 18, you are able to do a very, very clean heal here. Where no matter what, unless you're casting like the regeneration spell, there's always somewhat of a scar from healing. But it's the least gnarly the scar could possibly be. So there's really just sort of like a little bit of a shiny skin that's sort of in the original shape of the wound, the scratch.
Oh, that feels much better. Thank you.
You
Thank
feel
both
like
of
the
you.
warmth
Thank you.
radiating through your jaw, and a numbness comes over before then, as you stretch your jaw a little bit, the feeling comes back.
Oh,
It's a
how's
little
it
less traumatizing than when Bruce staples a metal plate to you.
No, thank you both. That's the most normal it's felt.
Sorry, I got a little hairy there.
No,
But-
it's fine. I knew it wasn't going to be pretty. But
Look to Fyrn, give him a
Thank
nod.
you.
Like, good work.
yeah,
You too.
can I? This is gonna sound weird, but can I give you some silver? Can I pay you for doing that? To go buy a drink or something? Like, I just thank you. Just here, and I'll give each of them how much? I'll give each of them 30 silver pieces.
Fyrn takes it.
Yeah, Septimus kind of like holds it and it's like,
Here,
I mean, I guess
is that
I
not
won't
enough?
say
I
no.
have
No,
more.
but-
I can give you more. Please, you've done.
payment is not necessary, but it is appreciated.
No, well, maybe sleep a little soundly tonight without this fucking thing chittering in my ear.
Well, I hope so.
Thank you.
Where is the barnacle?
It's Fyrn, do you still have it in your hand, or did you?
If I froze it, I
Mhm.
would have probably like if I had it in my hand, I would probably like crush it with something heavy.
Yeah, so you would have. Yeah, Fyrn.
If I have a chance to convince him not to do that, I would try.
Go for it.
I would say that you'd probably catch me like mid-swing. So like if you stopped me, I would crack it slightly, but it wouldn't be completely destroyed.
Okay, wait, it's a specimen.
A specimen for what?
This thing grew out of her face. We need to understand what kind of magic this is, and maybe give some insight to what a patron is.
I definitely, that's not,
I suppose, but after stabbing it and freezing it, I'm pretty sure we killed it. Do you still want it?
Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe it has some magic aura that's still emitting off of it. You don't know.
Okay, maybe don't touch it with your skin. Yeah, I don't want it to crawl into anywhere else.
No.
Yeah, here,
See, just
I'll-
his mechanical arm comes
Oh.
in.
and I put my headscarf back on. I was going to give you that so you didn't have to touch it.
As he has a little container that he drops it in and seals it.
All right, you have acquired a
Face barnacle.
face barnacle. Yes,
It's fine.
face barnacle in a jar. So yeah, successful surgery. Gruesome but successful.
We did this all at the on the table in the bar.
No, we went up to the room. I said, let's go upstairs. We didn't just
Didn't
Bill,
traumatize all the
this
people
is
that were there.
blood all over the
Yeah.
freaking
Thank-
dining space.
I think Kana would have.
Kana would not have
I think it would have been the last straw, and then even I don't even think Jacques could get you out of that. Nor would he want to.
I will, after saying my thanks again, I will take my tiny toy ship and I will go back to the hostel to relax for the evening and rest my face.
Okay.
She just
Um,
paid us 30 silver each, and she's still going back to the hostel. I'm just saying this privately to Septimus.
I don't know. I suppose it gives her comfort in a weird way.
I mean, I thought that way too until I spent a few nights here and kind of got used to it. I'm surprised she doesn't, give it a try. She's had a bath here before. It's pretty nice.
Who's to say what makes other people comfortable?
Mm.
But
Okay.
let me clean up some of the mess here and probably get ready for bed myself.
Right, I'll help you out before I go.
Alrighty. So, after a successful surgery and maybe a little food, you all, or most of you, or if anyone has anything to do this evening, you hunker down for a restful night.
I would probably walk like before the allotted time that I have my meeting. I would walk over to Jaquette's room, knock on the door, and just wait patiently.
Breaks open just a little bit, and you just see one cat eye glaring out at you. What? What do you want?
I was wondering if the services of a certain prowler of the night wanted to join me for a little adventure to the docks.
Opens the door a little more and goes, "Are you asking for help? From me?"
Not from you particularly.
Oh, okay. Well, there's no one else in here, so toodaloo. He says as he goes to close the door.
I just shrug and walk away.
Oh, I thought there'd be more resistance. Fyrn! And then Jaco opens the door again, and he goes, "Remember, I said that we're trying to eliminate the connection between LaRue and the party."
You're the one talking about him out in the hallway. I say really loudly.
He does that thing where his eyes are just like, he rolls his eyes and goes, "Look, you've got an issue. I'm sure the entire group would like to assist you in this issue. So maybe we can all go down. I'll go as Jaquette, and we can figure this out together."
You sure? Okay. I guess that works. All right. And Fyrn just calmly starts knocking on everyone else's doors.
So I imagine you go to Bruce and Septimus first because they're together. I
Yeah,
guess,
just
Bruce, what
from
would you
there.
have been doing this evening?
Yeah, so if Fyrn gave me that amulet to repair, I probably would. I was going to ask if I could have gone to the academy for a little bit.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
the afternoon / evening, and then come back.
100%.
What would you like me to roll to see if I can fix it?
Yes, 1 second. I did have something, and then I closed it on accident for that. For repairing this, I would ask for a Tinkerer Tools check.
Okay.
Let me just go to it real quick for. God. There it is. All right. So yeah, go ahead and give me a Tinkerer Tools check.
Uh, 17. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna give myself some guidance here.
Yeah, it's like you were about to start working on it, and then you're like, "Well, no,
Guidance.
Bruce, you gotta do that."
Can I also eat a lollipop?
Of course, you can eat a lollipop. You're
All
spending
right.
your afternoon doing this.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna eat a lollipop. Okay, that lollipop didn't taste very good. We have an 18.
18. Okay. Okay. So, Fyrn, what did I tell you was the cost to fully repair that?
10 silver.
No, 10 silver is for a temporary fix. You know, that's
Oh.
like the one time you basically can use it one time, it breaks. You
Mhm.
use 10 SP to repair it. To fully repair it and like allow it for unlimited uses, you need 500 silver pieces. That's what I was planning on, doing if Fyrn, Bruce couldn't figure it out.
Yep. So Bruce, with an 18 on the Tinkerer's Tools check, you have figured it out, but you do need material to fix it. It's
Okay.
not going to cost as much. You need around 150 silver material for you to repair it fully.
Okay.
And it will take you about 4 hours to repair it.
Okay. In that case, then, 4 hours is probably enough time to get back, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. You guys
Okay.
were done with the Commodore stuff at like 1 o'clock. You've got plenty of
All right.
time.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I think Bruce, out of his own pocket, will repair it for 150, and then yeah.
Bruce, give me a quick persuasion roll.
Persuasion. Okay. Still gonna throw a little guidance on there too. Ooh. So natural 20.
Ooh.
For 25.
Okay.
Max dice on the guidance as well.
Hell yeah. So because of your the work you've been doing to establish yourself at the artificing school, you're able to use their facilities to repair it. And it only is going to take you 2 hours instead. And it only costs 125 silver because they give you a discount on the supplies you purchase from the school.
Sweet. Sweet.
Cool. So, fast forward to Fyrn knocking on Septimus and Bruce's door. Late at night, I imagine.
Yes. What do you need?
I've got a clue, an appointment about the mask. I was wondering if you guys wanted to join me.
Well, if you want our assistance, yeah, sure. Oh, also, I have this for you. And Bruce hands you the stone rune charm, fully repaired.
Wow.
But Bruce, hold on to it. I would need 125 silver.
That's more than fair. Thank you. I quickly pull out like 150 silver, and I give it to you.
Oh, well, thank you, Fyrn.
Well, no, thank you. You did a great job. I hope. I mean, I'll let you know if it works. But yeah, this was a lot of help in the fighting ring. So, it's good that I've got it back. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Well, yeah, I will say where I'm headed is gonna be a very, how do I call it? It's a weird part of town. I met these people and they're not really they seem very suspicious. I know they're up to no good, but I don't really have much choice but to work with them. And what I'm saying is, keep your eyes on your wallets.
Ah, all right. And how did you get this lead?
You'd rather not know. I mean, if you want to know, I'll tell you. But it wasn't anything.
At this, Jacques pokes his head in. He's been like out in the hallway waiting, and he's like, "He got it through me. I bought it from those fucking guys.
We got the lead from them. Let's just fucking go. And it's not that bad. It's just the Whaler's Wharf. It's not that big of a deal. Let's go get Saskia and get on with this.
All right.
Jeez. It's like you're preparing them for a heist of the century, Fyrn. Come on, we're just going to talk to some fuck.
Well, I don't know what's gonna happen.
We bring Sal as well.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Sal pokes his head out from behind the door.
Come on, Sal. We can use you.
Could you message Sea Witch, let her know we're coming?
Is she the hostel or is she here?
Yeah, I tell him the name of the hostel because I stayed a few days there.
My message spell is a mess. Oh, Saskia, just get a room here.
So yeah, you can send a message if you want, but I imagine you guys are just gonna go collect her.
Yeah.
Can't you just use the message cantrip?
You
It's
could also
only
just-
120 feet though.
Yeah, it's further than
Oh,
120 feet.
That's right.
You can
can-
also
you
just
can use it.
pretend that I was walking out and you can catch me in the streets. So I don't have to go all the way there.
Yeah,
It's on the.
It's on. The
It's
way.
fine.
on the way.
It's of no concern. Because also, if they collected you, then you'd all be sitting in the bar until the time to go to the job. So, Sass, you open your eyes after feeling some kind of disturbance near you, and see Fyrn and Septimus and Sal and Bruce and Jacquette.
Jacquette did not go in.
I imagine. I almost didn't say your name, but I wanted to be
I can
inclusive at
smell
first.
it from here. You guys go get her.
Oh yeah, piss and salt water. That's what this place smells like.
I'm lying on my. Are there hammocks in there or are there cots? I forget.
Bunk beds. Bunk beds.
Yes.
No
that's right.
hammock.
That's right. Bunk beds. So I'm lying on my bunk bed and I'm holding my little tiny toy ship. Just hi. What's the matter? What happened? What's wrong? Where's Jacquette? What's going on?
It's
It's
all right.
okay?
Everything's fine. I know you wanted to get your rest, but Fyrn has something that he wants us to accompany with, if you're up for it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to leave you out, but
No, I
we got a
appreciate
lead on the
Okay.
mask. Great.
Can I bring my ship?
Sure.
Cool.
Okay.
Leads away.
So the party has gathered late at night to go to the Wailing Wharf. What's the plan? You're just gonna go to the location and wait for the guy?
That's Fyrn's plan.
Okay.
I think
Alright.
Fyrn's plan is to show up, like, maybe earlier to, like, scope out the place.
Mhm.
So, maybe not, like, incredibly earlier, like, hours. He'd probably, like, maybe do, like, a half an hour or something like that.
Mhm.
And just, like, make sure that there isn't, like, a trap sprung, sort of thing.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. When you get to the Wailing Wharf, it is incredibly quiet. You do have to go through the docks, but generally, those are quiet as well. The guards are there, but your kind of arrangement with Winifred, it's not that they are like saying, "Hey, come on in." They're just ignoring you. And understand that you have some agreement with Winifred. And you're able to slip by down into the lower parts of the docks, closer to the basalt cliffs, where the Wailing Wharf is.
I once again am wearing my mask the whole time when we're getting close to there.
Okay.
And I'm no longer wearing the Commodore's
Badge.
Badge, yeah.
Okay. So you all are walking through the Wailing Wharf. You hear the crashing of waves. It's a windy night, so the wind is kind of bellowing through the rock cliffs. As it's very dark here. There are a few low-lit torches that are slowly kind of burning out, that are lit around the workstations that have been cleared of any whale parts and are just sort of these, metal tables that are kind of covered in whale blood and a little old blubber that is just sort of forgotten about when they were cleaning up. The warehouse seems like it's locked up. And where these torches are seems to be the spot that you're meant to meet someone or meant to find someone at the time. The torches are lit just enough to be visible from a distance. And go ahead and give me an investigation check or a perception check if you're looking for anything out of the ordinary other than these torches.
I did roll. I got a 21. Not
21.
natural.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be any presence that you are aware of. You don't hear activity within the warehouse. For all intents and purposes, this area seems completely empty of any people.
Are we early, Fyrn? Is this the right time?
Yeah, we are. I figured it might be safer if we, waited for a while. I'm gonna go over there and wait. I don't know if you guys want to come with me or, make a perimeter or something, just to be safe. He might be expecting there wasn't anything on the note that said like come alone or anything like that, right?
No. I just give you a time and a place and a date. Well, I'm sorry. Could you give me that check again? The investigation check. What the number was?
21.
Okay. Cool.
I think it would be smart for me to show up alone, like wait there alone. It's a little less intimidating.
Well, if we're hiding in wait and they notice us, it'll probably spook them off more so than if we're all together in one spot. So, I mean, I don't know. My understanding of this, and he kind of looks sidelong to the other members of the party, and he just goes, oh, whatever. When we met with Alberto, it seemed like this was just going to be like a connection with another person. I don't think there's that much nefarious things going on. Like, yes, they're dealing in illegal goods and smuggling, but we're here for information. I don't think we're going to scare them off by just standing around.
I will say the De Leon brothers said basically, I'll give you a time and a place. He'll be there. Whatever you want to do is up to you, is basically the implication. Like, they didn't necessarily say like he's coming here to talk to you about it. They just said, this man you asked about with anger is going to be at this location at this time, and we will arrange him to be in this location this time. It is up to you what you want to do with him.
Do you want us all to sit while you stand? So at least I don't know.
Oh, what would that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's better if I talk to him alone, at least at first. I'm not trying to withhold any information from all of you, but I just feel like it feels kind of personal. I just want to see, man to man, talk to him, and hopefully, we won't have to get you guys involved. Does that make sense?
I mean, I got you involved in the first place, but it's your life. And Jacques is just going to put up the collar of his trench coat of Evelyn kind and slink into the shadows to disappear.
If any of you don't feel comfortable, hiding or worried the way Jacques is, I suppose you could stay nearby.
Yeah,
Well,
like
no,
in
but the way that
vision,
he
but-
made it sound is that we probably should know who or what we're dealing with first, so maybe it is best that we...
I'll just sit on one of the tables. Crisscross.
Okay, Sass is staying.
I think I should stay too. So I'll just lean on the table that Sass is sitting on.
Look what I got.
So yeah, I'm standing in like a
Uh,
bright light, and they're a little off to the side, I'm guessing.
Fine.
Mhm.
I'll stay as well, but Sal, rock mode.
Rock? Would you say rock mode?
Yeah, like try like it curls up and like pretends it's
Yeah.
a rock.
This is probably one of the silliest things you've all seen Sal do. He does
Learned
that.
it from Lollyrock.
He does that, but he looks just like a robot holding its legs close to its chest down on the ground.
Amazing.
Septimus hasn't installed the cloaking device yet. That
But
will
I'm sitting on him.
actually, that's a great image. Okay, so we have our rogue hiding in wait, and we have the rest of the party lounging about in a not quite threatening, not quite non-threatening positions. And
Fyrn, I would say, body language wise, I've just got the mask on, the no cowl, just standing in the light, no weapon visible on his back or anything like that, just arms crossed, waiting, keeping an eye out.
Okay. As the time passes, and eventually your 2 a.m. rendezvous time comes around, you would hear, as you're getting close to the 2 a.m. time, the sounds of fairly quiet, barely perceptible to some of you, but everyone can hear it, of a rowboat coming around the bend from further up in the wharf area. As you would see, a little hooded lantern is opened up when the boat gets within 100 feet of the wharf. And it slowly comes in. And you can all see that there is 4 people on the boat. Comes up and pulls up to the side of the wharf. A rope comes off as someone hops off of it and ties the boat off. And then stands there and crosses their arms. This person looks about Fyrn's size, muscle-wise and height. They have darker skin, but you can see just kind of like a little bit of a hint of glow in their eyes, almost like an animal in the night, as if the low torchlight is reflecting. With a closer look, you can see that their skin has some bark on it in certain areas. Despite their muscularness, they're a beefy wood elf, basically. And you can see like the ears are kind of flopped back, and like as he stands there and crosses his arms, you see the ears kind of come up into an alert stance. As you can see, he's standing there, just sort of arms crossed, staring at you, Fyrn, since you're kind of in the center and in the light, as the other 3 men get off of the small rowboat. One of them is wearing a long overcoat that has like that is sort of this like leather that has been dyed this really, really deep purple color. That is really gaudy though, and muddled with the brown of the leather.
Smoke on the water, Sean?
No, there's not. The collar of the coat is lined with fur. As you can see, a fairly skinny human man within this coat, who has a knit cap on, and very scraggly salt and pepper facial hair. When they smile as they're approaching, you can see they have a gold tooth replacing one of their 2 front teeth. The other 2, following close behind him, look almost identical, like they're twins. They appear to be elven of sort, but they're not of Aldhalor. They actually have the complexion in the eyes of Elysian elves, actually. An odd place for Elysian elves in a seedy location. But they have untraditional Elysian haircuts, cut very short. They're like the opposite of Curon in the sense of their style and opposite of some guy you heard about, some Twilight Shepherd. Sounds like a real asshole across the ocean. Real hoity-toity and religious. But these two guys, they have like their hair is shaved in the back to almost this front frond of almost like just bangs in the front. You can see their long elven ears are pierced all the way up with silver rings. And they have long swords and daggers. They are clearly the most armed of these four people. The one in the middle seems to be, with the fur coat, seems to be maybe not necessarily a leader, but the person with some sense of authority here or speaking role as they start to approach him in the middle, the two Elysians behind him, and then the wood elf starts to following once they walk up. As they get closer to the light, you can get more of these details and really identify them.
As they get closer, I hold my arms out, like showing that I don't have any weapons or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of also just like spreading out, like kind of blocking their way, sort of like pay attention to me. Nice night for Roe. Welcome to the Wailing Wharf.
As you say that, the rest of you who are there, and Jacques in the shadows, what are you guys doing at this moment? Is anything, or just watching?
Just watching, playing with my ship.
Not saying anything.
I think
Bruce would have like Lollyrock on his shoulder at this point, and like Bruce is kind of swapping vision back and forth. Sorry.
So you said that there's the warehouse right behind Fyrn, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Jacques would have climbed up to the top of it, and he's just sitting perched up there, waiting.
Okay. So, you say, nice night for a row. Welcome to the Wailing Wharf.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, as the central man stops with the Elysians flanking him, the buff wood elf walks past and in front of them and up to you, Fyrn, as you say this, and puts a hand to your chest, and then kind of like looks you up and down as if to investigate you for concealed weapons.
There would not be any visual weapons, nor like Fyrn doesn't carry his weapons around. He makes them appear when he wants them to.
Yes. And then he looks back and nods to the human. And then he goes to each of you and looks at you up and down for weapons. Do any of you have any weapons on you that you're concealing?
I mean, I have my... No, that's my packed weapon. I have a boomerang. I have a... I have a dagger. And my amulet and my pearl of power.
Okay. So he would see the dagger and look at it and then look to you.
Do you want this? I just have it, that I carry it. Can't have my ship, though.
And he just holds his hand out for the dagger. Takes it, and then he kind of like, he does actually like linger and look at your ship.
Fuck off.
Mm.
What's wrong? I worked hard for it.
And then you hear the human finally speak. Gan, leave her alone. And he moves on and and like this man has hefty steps. Like he looks the same size as Fyrn, but he's denser than Fyrn. He goes to Septimus and kind of it gives you like this very like disgusted look as he looks at the robot you're sitting on and looks at your arm. Ugh. Do you have any weapons on you?
My hammer.
He looks to the hammer.
I'll hold it out. It's like not gonna really do much.
You know,
This.
typically when you're taking somebody's weapons away, you like to say something to them. You know, ask them politely.
Gan doesn't like doing much talking. It's fine. It's fine. Gan, it's fine. Give the hammer back. Give her a dagger back. It's fine.
Oh, I was gonna say, where the fuck does he get to keep his dagger, his hammer?
And then you see the wood elf looks and gives the hammer back and spits on the ground as he walks away from you, and then gives the dagger over to Sass.
To meet you as
And
well.
and he does look to you too as he stands back with his comrades, and he just looks and goes, "You need weapons." And then the human sort of like scratches the knit cap and goes, and does anyone speak Elvish?
Yes.
I do.
I speak Sylvan.
Nope.
All right, Sass, you'll like vaguely understand this. As he would look to him as his, and in Elvish he would say, "Don't worry about it. Look at them. We've got them out-weaponed, outgunned. Let's see what they want." And then he would look to you, Fyrn. De Leon set this up?
I set this up.
Through the De Leons. Ah,
Yeah, just nod my head. Yeah, you recognize me.
yeah, well, I recognize that. And he kind of just
Right.
points at his own face and then points at you. Good product. Rare. Quality. Finest. The best comes from Sam.
Cursed comes from Sam.
Cursed? Ah. Sam doesn't give any guarantees about artifacts. Cursed a dozen. They're all cursed most of the time. Buyer beware when buying strange things in strange places.
Don't get me wrong, Sam. I understand that. I was foolish enough to trust someone who told me they got it from a reputable source, so shame on me. I'm just looking for more information.
Sam is reputable source. But when
Sorry,
you're
are
buying
you
things,
Sam, or are you talking about somebody else?
of course I'm Sam.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Who are you?
Saskia.
Who are you? He looks back at you, Fyrn.
I'm the White Eye.
Oh fuck! I meant Sea Witch.
Oh. He whispers.
Have you heard of me?
He whispers in Elvish as you say that. They've got fucking names for themselves. The wood elf sort of, and the two Elysians kind of keep a straight face.
Yeah, it seems you laugh it up. Apparently, you're not that familiar with what's been going on around here. First time in Hyven since the governor showed.
He does straighten out at that. These shores have not been as fruitful for Sam since that time. But based on the De Leons inviting Sam to this meeting, I assume that the grounds are fertile again. Although now I realize it might just be you coming to complain about a cursed mask.
I haven't complained. All I asked for was information. I'm willing to pay.
Now you're talking to Sam.
Why the fuck did... Okay. It's weird that you're talking about yourself in the third person. I'm sorry. We're all thinking it. I'm just saying it. Sorry.
Talkative crew you've got. White Eye.
I prefer them that way. You know what you're buying.
Suppose that's right. Information's what you're seeking. What kind of information?
Well, first off, where'd you get the mask?
First off, you already said that you're willing to pay. What are we talking about?
This would have been easier if you recognized me. You know, I'm quite popular around these parts. If you, I'm a reputable source as well. I work with many people around town, including the De Leons. If they were to meet with you, I'd assume that, you know, they wouldn't expect any trouble on their docks. I just, like I said, I like to know what I'm paying for. If I, say, gave you, I pull out, you know, like 100 silver, like in a little pouch, something, you know, I just want to make sure that this information is worth my money.
Are you questioning Sam's reputation?
Not his reputation, but his background checking.
If the De Leon brothers set this up, then I presume you're not. Well, I guess I can't presume much in Hyven. Though I thought that there was a level of discretion with those tabaxi. 100 silver. What do you think, boys? The wood elf does another kind of gruff chuckle as one of the Elysians speaks up in Elvish. 100 silver, boss. Won't even be able to afford the fancy dinners anymore. They don't know us yet. 100 silver. Sam wrote here. It took a lot out of me. I need a little more to recover. I come all the way out here, middle of the night. It's windy. It's getting cold. The winter's coming. Help Sam heat his house.
Say, I mean, I look at the others and say, Sam, you drive a hard bargain. I know you're not here to meet with me. You said so yourself. But, if it helps you, out, I suppose I could shell out a bit more. And this time I put like another, I pull out another pouch, and it has, we'll say 400 silver.
Total?
Total, yes. And then as I pull it out, I also bonus action summon my greatsword, and I just like stab it into the ground. And just don't say anything. Like, I just
Okay.
leave it there.
So yeah, so like as you pull out the 400 silver, like at first you see Sam grins widely, and that gold tooth glitters off of the torches as he claps his hands together, and you can hear the rings on his fingers sort of clashing against each other as he starts to go and then the Elysians immediately draw all their weapons. They have their longswords out. They also have a dagger out in each of them, almost simultaneously in unison, as the wood elves kind of just does a quick step forward. And then he's like,
Yeah, so like I have the sword like on the ground with one hand, and I'm reaching out with the other hand with the money.
and Sam immediately is eyeing the other three. What are you all doing?
Bruce has his shield a little close to his body.
I, without looking up from where I'm playing with my toy ship, I will raise a hand and I will summon my scimitar and just hold it lazily, looking at my
I'm
ship.
still just sitting there with just my arms in my lap.
Okay. And Sam kind of looks to each of you. They see Sass. They see your sword come out. You see one of the Elysians kind of very quickly. They don't come rushing to you, but they very quickly, like very fast, like adjust their position to be like almost in line parallel with you with their weapons out.
Sorry, everybody was doing it. I just wanted to be included.
I really don't want this to come to trouble, Sam.
Give me an intimidation check with advantage because your friends are, well, one of
Also,
them.
my mask is on, and that's
Yes,
basically
that's
what
true.
it does.
You get.
I'm scary.
I'm more so as
That's
thinking
funny.
of Bruce hugging his shield.
Yeah.
It's not being super scary.
That's the second time tonight I rolled with advantage and got an at 20 on the first roll.
Woo!
Must be nice.
Oh, Mike.
Oh no. Okay. So as you say that last line about it not coming to this, Sam does kind of look. He's been very cool and casual this whole time, and this is the first time he looks very serious in this moment. He goes, Sam doesn't want any violence. That's not good business. That would be bad for Sam's reputation and yours, White Eye, too. If you're trying to make a name for yourself other than being a pit fighter. I do know
So you have heard. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, iron and mana, right? As his face gets serious and he looks across to all of you. Oh, I think you're missing someone.
Don't worry. They're around.
Yeah, people know you guys now.
Grace, that's what we wanted.
And he steps forward very carefully and holds his hand out for you to drop the gold in his hand.
I do it.
He grabs it and it disappears. So you want to know more about that mask? Where it came from, who I got it from.
Whatever you can tell me.
I got a dealer in the north. One of the few people who's ever made it out of the Gosu haunt. Doesn't sell to anybody. He sells to Sam. Because Sam has got a good reputation. And I've never brought anything back to him to complain. Yeah, he's got a little shack up the coast. Just at the edge before the frozen wastes take over the landscape. He finds these things for me. He doesn't like to sell everything. He's got a whole junkyard there for artifacts. He's very particular about what he likes to give and what he likes to take. And he doesn't take silver. He doesn't take gold, and he doesn't take coppers. No. Sam tried. All the silver in the world. No. Trades only. And weird shit, too. Like one day he just wanted to hang out with these two for the day and ask them questions. As he points to the Elysian twins. His curious mind. A little cracked. So I'm not too surprised that one of his artifacts ended up cursed. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go talk to, a temple or something. Get that shit removed. But it doesn't always remove the curse. It doesn't always work that way. Especially shit from the ghosts who haunt. That place is weird, man. I've never been, of course, because you don't come out alive, except this guy does.
This guy, he tell you anything when you traded for the mask? About where it is, what it is, what it does, where he got it?
He did seem like he wanted to get rid of it. And he did tell me that it had a tendency to want to go home, to come home, to return. Yeah. Homesick.
He wanted it?
No. He said the mask gets homesick.
What is this man's name?
His man's name is Alamaeus. He's one of those old Alumno Defiance boys. Except he gave up his red scarf to go north.
A deserter?
Can you desert a rebellion that failed? I don't know how much fighting they're really doing these days, those boys. Ever since they were exiled from Halcyon. Or hanged, of course. Or much worse than the oubliettes of the tower, they say. Was there anything else you'd like to know? Or are you a satisfied customer now? And I could put you on the long list of Sam's good reviews.
Fyrn drops the mask, like makes it disappear so he could see my face. And I've just got like the devilish grin on, and I say, been a lot of help, Sam. Appreciate this information.
Like I said, Sam's a reputable source. I'll get you what you need.
At that instant, like when he like looks like he's dropped his guard or something like that, Fyrn's just gonna grab him with his offhand, like grab his shirt.
Yeah.
Like not like physically attack him, but like grab his shirt and just say, "You better not. If you see me around town, you better not talk to me. We've never met. Got it?"
It's as you say that.
And
first,
I like have a stern voice in my thing. Like I'm trying to get like.
Give me an
very
intimidation
intimidating,
roll with disadvantage because the wood elf is coming up to you immediately to grab you.
that's kind of like the point. Like I wanted
Yeah.
to get it before, like they had
Yeah.
a reaction, and as soon as I feel like the wood elf grab me, I let go of him, sort of thing. Like I'm just doing it as an intimidation factor. Here we go. I got a 6.
Okay. So you like get most of it off, and like the idea is translated, and you do see like Sam's face is like there's nervous anxiety that immediately wells up when you grab him. He was not expecting it at that point. But the wood elf comes up and puts a hand on your shoulder and gives you a proper shove.
Phoenix is backing away with a smile on his face.
And Sam kind of backs up at that, like very quickly, like very rat-like, as he just sort of scrambles back behind the wood elf, putting that bulwark wall between him and Fyrn, as he straightens out in his furred coat, and looks around, sort of looks to the other three, kind of like, I'm fine. Like, he gives a face to you, like, that didn't affect me at all. Oh, De Leon's working with heroes. Wouldn't have thought it. Well, nice doing business with you. I don't know your face. 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 I don't know your face either. He waves into the shadows. And you don't know Sam. Good night.
I take a look at the wood elf and just say, like I stare at him before we're all leaving. And I just say, if you think you've got, the strength for it, come meet me at the what's the name of the tavern?
Otter
Damn it.
Otter Business.
Otter Business. Come by the Otter Business. I'll show you how we do it in Hyven.
And you see he kind of looks at you with like a little bit of interest, and then he walks by the other three and gives you all sassy stares at your ship.
Don't look at my ship. It's my ship. Get your own fucking ship.
And they all start to walk back to their rowboat. You hear the wood elf, those of you who can speak Elvish, say to Sam, I want a ship. And Sam's just like, ah, da, 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 da. And then Sam does turn around before hopping onto the ship as the Elysians get on. He goes, I know you don't know Sam, but if you need smuggling, you don't want the headache of any syndications, you can know Sam then. And he hops into the boat kind of nonchalantly as it rocks, and sits down as the wood elf gets on, and it shakes as the wood elf grabs the oars and they start to row away. Toodaloo, Iron and Mana, or whoever you are. As their ship fades into the darkness of the water.
Before it fades into the water, can I walk up to Saskia and just say, you want to go follow them? See what boat they're heading to?
You think they're heading to an actual boat? They just don't have the fucking rowboat?
They're rowing somewhere. If they're smugglers, might give us some more information to tell the Commodore.
Well, what do you all think? Do you want me to go follow them? What do you think?
I'm like whispering this as they're like taking off the dock.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody's opinion, please. It's fucking late. Tired.
It's too dangerous. I wouldn't do it.
Jacquette slides down the side of the warehouse and kind of just like waltzes up to the group and goes, I like the thinking, Fyrn, and if we had more to go on, it would be a great idea, but I think they're small potatoes in the grand scheme of things. There's no connection to Mr. Greaves.
No, he specifically said. I don't know if you
Right.
caught that, but he pointedly said that he wasn't with him.
I didn't like that bastard anyway. He seemed.
And might as well put him behind yourself.
But we've got information. It's a little far away, but, we have to see to this issue before it becomes more of a problem.
Anybody else think it was fucking weird that he kept talking about himself in the third person? It's fucking weird, right?
Jacquet remembers in a past life where he went by the name Arias. He talked to the third person, and he's like, I don't know, it doesn't seem that weird. Anyways, it's getting late. We should probably go home.
Okay.
As we're walking back, Fyrn is like, he puts the mask back on as he's walking, and he looks towards like everybody in the group and just says, I thought it was me that was homesick. Ever since I left, it feels like I've been all alone in the dark woods. This whole land is so unfamiliar to me. I thought the mask was making me remember home. But it seems it just has its own wants. I don't know if it's alive or if it just wants me to return it to a temple. This is the first time I'm mentioning the temple to you people. But it seems almost as impossible as me returning where I came from.
I mean, do you know where this place is?
He told me about a dealer up north near the Gosu haunt. If that's true, it's a long journey for a big maybe. They said that somebody named Alameus, an old Alumno Defiance soldier, traded for it.
Right, we heard he's got a big scrapyard of magic items from the Gosu haunt. It's interesting. Back in Gwenvalier, there's an area, the Gosu Ruination. And even, there was that little section of people that we never interacted with. Were they like Gosu something?
Yeah, they were called the Gosu Remnant. And they
Oh.
were people who were descendants from the Gosu Ruination.
Right. And there's the Gosu Remnants. I wonder if they're connected in any way. I think actually my father and brother would probably know more about this, considering they, in my backstory, set up a trade route with the Gosu Remnant. Too bad I haven't spoken to them in a while.
Could you maybe use Bruce's magics? Have Bruce
No,
to them?
no. I think we can figure this out ourselves. Come on, we can take some time. Maybe someone at the academy's interested in the Gosu haunt. Two birds, one stone, right? I like that expression. Second time I've used it.
Wasn't there a job that was going to take us north?
It was going to take us off the island to a very far away.
Not
to
this
Gnome
north?
Land.
Not where we're going?
No.
Okay. Or not where we wanted to go?
No, it sounds like wherever this mask came from is still in the After Islands.
Oh, okay.
And,
I'm
you know,
tired.
while we can't bring you home, Fyrn, at least we can bring this mask home and see what that's all about.
We'll keep that at the back of our minds for now. See if anything draws us to go near it.
It's okay to feel homesick, Fyrn.
No.
Okay.
And at this, Jacques even puts a hand on Saskia's shoulder and just gives her a look like, you tried, and just pats her.
My face hurts. I'm going to bed.
So at that point, I imagine it's where Sass would split off to go to the hostel.
Yeah.
As the rest of you tired, because it is like, you know,
It's like
by the
3 in the
time
morning.
by the time you're getting to the taverns, it's close to 3 a.m. You can all return to rest for the evening, knowing that you've learned a little bit more about the cursed mask, and accomplished quite a bit today with your contacts. And I think that's where we're going to end tonight. That point. Thank you.
Comes from me.
Oh, sorry. Good job, Mike. Good job on your
Barnacle out of my
surgery.
face.
Yes.
Yeah, that was excellent.
All right, folks, we are going to send a raid over to Just the Human, who I believe is doing a charity stream right now. And we'll see you when we see you. Join us again for more Paradise. Have a lovely evening.
Okay. You
Good night.
too.
Night.